All right. The final two remaining teams in this tournament are high school teams. Seems like anyone 18 and over in this city is washed. I don't know what happened to the basketball community in this city, but y'all are trash. Not one team of adults. Are we dead ass? No D1 hoopers? I mean, shit, these guys can't even drive yet, y'all. You should be ashamed sitting in the crowd right now. But that's besides the point. Let's lock in. Let's see who's gonna win this game.
Cog, there's something that bothered me about that story about your boy in general. Huh? Listen, you can hoop, alright? I admit it. And it hurts me to open up to you like that, but you can hoop. What are you saying, bruh? But to keep it 100% cash with you, your boy Panic at the disco over there is having me panic on this basketball court because his aura is giving me generation of miracles right now. I'm feeling it. I don't know if it's the mole on his face. I don't know if it's the hair over the eyes, but there's something about him that is screaming generation of. It just is. And I don't think you could handle him yourself, big dog. I was dead ass wondering what you had to say and if it had any importance to it. You're acting like I don't got this hockey shit within me too. I noticed his change. This is my best friend we're talking about. He's not the same man I once knew. This man smells different now too. He used to have a nice, sweet vanilla scent to him, very well kept, and now I'm getting whiffs of the back room of Hot Topic. It's not necessarily a bad odor, but it's not a good one either. I mean, KO, you're right. We probably can't afford to be careless. So let's just lock in, all right? And straight off the bat, let's show these boys how we hoop at Seirin. I mean, he came in jeans for Pete's sake. Probably not even wearing socks with those Macy steppers. Get the hell out of here.
My fault, guys. Can you wait a minute?
That's Suchi. You're late again, man.
My bad. I got lost.
It's been a while, Metamorphosis-kun.
Oh, it's Cool Blue Kuroko. What are you doing here, little man? You look so serious. And that seriousness has me feeling some type of way, like I just wanna crush you.
Man, Mitsubishi, shut your bitch ass up. So this is my first video back after my European tour. It was for some international play shit because, like, as I've expressed before in my previous videos, I really am a hooper like that. They needed me to sub in on the international team for one of the countries. I'm not going to disclose which country it was, but just know I hooped. All right, but no, so this is my first video back, so cut me some slack. Let me get into it because I'm kind of nervous. Whenever I don't record for an extended period of time, I'm not gonna lie, it's like getting back into that groove again. Sometimes kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know why. We start the new season with what I thought was kind of a filler episode, but I feel like these character introductions are going to be important moving forward because we see that the freshmen want to run a 5-on-5 street ball tournament that the city's hosting. And lo and behold, at this tourney, we see one of Kagami's old childhood friends that he even called his brother, who was kind of speaking like Rin from Blue Lock when he was speaking in his English accent, where he was like, "What a surprise to find you here." And then Kagami was reciprocating with the, "You don't look surprised at all, keeping the usual poker face." The Japanese even make English sound cool, man. But no, so there's tension in the air. I don't know whether or not they like each other yet, but we find out that Hot Topic basically introduced Kag to basketball and that they've had a rivalry ever since they were back in the States. And this nigga was overdoing it just a tad bit, in my opinion, because from childhood, they called themselves brothers. They had the whole necklace to symbolize it, whatever. And then when they're at their last game, My Chemical Romance makes a vow to himself, basically saying that he won't be able to call Kagami his brother anymore if he loses the next game. He wouldn't be okay with calling himself his big brother, I guess, to maybe give him motivation. I'm all for competition, nigga, but these are like your relationships. If we're gonna do some shit like this, let's like role play and act like as if we've got high stakes, but then go out for sushi afterwards or something, because we're just hooping. So I know hooping does get that serious, don't get me wrong. I'm willing to kill niggas on the court, go away to prison, break out just to do it again. Don't get me wrong, but it's like Hot Topic, relax. And they were playing their last game before they went on a hiatus from each other. And Kag saw that he was injured, so then he blew the layup like Brandon Knight on purpose. And then what did Hot Topic do? He swung on him, understandably so, because he didn't want his pity. And then that's where we're at. So then they're about to get the rematch started. Tip-off goes in the air, and then this big back Barney ass nigga pulls up, trying to intimidate folks. I thought you weren't coming.
I only came because you said you wanted to go sightseeing around Tokyo since you came back to Japan. And now we're out here playing street ball when I'm just trying to be a munch per usual.
My fault. They said they were down a player and it sounded like a good time. Yosen played in the inner high, didn't they? You mean the giant whose hair is the same color as Wok played in that shit too?
No, I didn't play.
What? Why not if you're on the team?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I do. The only reason I didn't play is because my red-haired glorious king Aka told me not to.
Aka-chin? It's Akashi-kun. My evil twin, the former captain of the Generation of Miracles, and pardon my French, but the nigga whose dick he can't get off of.
I'm just gonna ignore that you said that, Kuro. But Muro-chan, we can't even play in unofficial games. That's why I came here to stop you, because we gotta preserve our bodies. So I've been told.
Damn, that sucks. Let's head out of here. Wait a second. You can't just pull up and leave like that. We got a hoop here, brother. If your boy has business here with me, then you also got business.
What's going on with your eyebrows, little man? Why are they scared of each other?
Damn, buffoon, are you a fucking idiot? Try me one more time, and I'm taking that grape-colored cranium of yours and squishing you like one bitch.
Man, shut the fuck up. Muro-chan, let's go.
What's this guy's deal? He's like a damn infant. Wait a second. You know what? I really am disappointed because I didn't know that your ass was such a coward. Like, how on earth are you as tall as the damn rim and you're walking away from a little pebble like myself?
What? I'm not running away, man. I got places to be.
No, I get it. Don't push yourself, seriously. You gotta preserve your body, load management, Kawhi Leonard shit. I know your bones are brittle.
I'm not brittle, nor am I scared. On my father, Barney himself. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of you, little man.
Stupid ass dinosaur ass boy, that I got you, didn't I? The next snack you're eating is my nuts in your damn mouth when I'm But no, so Kagami's rage bait was successful and he had that nigga suit up. And ever since his season started, Kuroko'S kind of been like very locked in and not timid like he used to be. Like he actually wants to be here. So right off the bat, he smacks that ass and timers activated. Straight to Kagami Brown. And I'm thinking Mitsubishi is gonna contest here, but right after Kagami Brown slams that shit, I could already see the type of player he is. He's gonna act nonchalant like he doesn't like the game. And then when he's actually getting belt to ass and getting pressured for the first time in his career, he's gonna lock in and then start to enjoy the shit, and he's gonna become a force that no one has ever seen in the realm of basketball ever. I could already see it happening. And I guess Kagami Brown was also a little notorious himself because before he slammed it on Mitsubishi's purple little scalp, he asked him if he remembered him, and after he got down, then Morbius was like, all right, I do remember you, and it's not good that I did. Now I kind of want to turn up a little bit. And I don't know what type of ball they play, but I guess he just stands on defense to conserve energy while Kagami's boy takes it up the offensive and they play 4-on-5 basketball. And I mean, I guess it worked because he pulled up right in Kagami's mouth, smooth as butter. And that doesn't happen to Kagami often. But we're back on the offensive. A storm's coming in. Kuroko's smacking this ball around as if Kuroda was standing right in front of him. Straight to Kagami. He's coming up the court, full speed ahead. I'm thinking he's gonna do what he promised Mitsubishi about the nuts all over the place, but for some reason he halts his momentum and just dribbles in front of him like a damn idiot. I don't know what he was doing. Like, if I'm him, I don't care if his hands are in his pockets, I'm hurting him. And then unfortunately the rain started coming down, so we're gonna have to put a pause on this little matchup. But we go back to the gym where the upperclassmen were having a little practice with Mamovich, and we see Kuroko/Aomine shoddy pull up, drenched. And first couple episodes, these niggas were horny as hell, not even worried about the fact that there's an op in our practice facility right now. First thing I'm thinking is we gotta tie her up, question her, and get all the information we can out of her before our next matchup against the maestro himself. But these niggas are mesmerized by her see-through shirt. So then Mamovich sends them to run laps in the rain. Again, coach of the year. But Kuroko and them get back to the gym. What happened, Momo-san?
What should I do, Tetsu? I think Aomine-kun hates me.
Huh?
Aomine-kun didn't participate in the semi-final or the final of the Inner High this year.
I mean, that sounds like that bum. My fault, y'all. I know it's my fault. Why didn't he, though?
Injuries. His elbow, mostly. I thought that might be it. It was the quarterfinal game against Kisei and Kaijo, right? You're absolutely right. You may be a B-cup, but you are so right.
What the fuck does that have to do with it, bitch? Listen, y'all, if the Generation of Miracles have one weakness, it's the fact that let me include myself in that. It's the fact that we are as good as we are. That's our weakness. We're still developing young men, playing as if we are all NBA first team type of players. Again, me included. I know I don't show it yet, but trust me. That's why we have to restrict our talent and the use of power. That's why I'm really trying to ease into my full potential with y'all, because I could really injure myself. That's why Kisei got that little ankle injury that he was talking about. That's why Olive, after he went up against us, he felt blind and he couldn't see the stars properly.
Aomine was reckless when he faced Kisei, and I asked the coach not to let him play, and of course he was furious.
Girl, what the fuck did you do that for? I told your ass not to worry about that. Since when did you become my guardian, my shield? The only thing you need to shield is that ugly ass face, and I don't want to see it around here again. What the hell is your problem, you fucking Dangudo? I just want to interject here. I had to look up the definition of this word. Dangudo is a Japanese fashion trend from the 1990s that involves dyeing hair blonde, tanning skin deeply, and using heavy, colorful makeup and flashy clothing. I'm no English major, and maybe my critical thinking, as well as my deconstruction and analysis of literature, maybe that's not the deepest. Great sentence, but to me it just sounds like she called him a nigga. To me that sounded a little racist. Wait, the term literally means face black. No, what's up with her? What's going on? Straight resorting to racism on her own boyfriend too, or her side nigga, I don't even know at this point. Because why did she go that route? And then pulling up to the gym as if she didn't just call someone a racial slur. Now granted, he did say she was chopped, I get it. Obviously, if someone calls you ugly, you are well within your right to make fun of their skin color. I mean, that's just obvious. But come on, Sakura, let's carry on. And in her story, I think she forgot to explain that portion of it too. But luckily, we go back into this and Kagami is asking the important questions.
That's what happened.
Wait a damn minute, y'all. Don't you like Kuroko? Isn't this your man? Who cares if Aomine doesn't like you?
Yes, I know, but that's not the problem. It's different from how I like Tetsu-kun. I'm worried about him and I just can't leave him alone. Like, I like Tetsu, like on a lovey-dovey. Like, I really appreciate him for who he is and I see myself getting married. I see us walking down the aisle together. But Aomine, he's different, he's exciting, but it's like I'm not going to introduce him to my parents, you know. I don't know if you guys understand me, but like I just
Kagami, you're a misogynistic pig, you know that? Momo, it's okay. It's at this age, it's all right to be on some Dottie Bobby type of shit. I get it, we get it. We're not at an age where it's like that really matters yet, you know. It's okay to be a dot. And I'm sure Aomine knows you were just worried about him. And I'm sure he's too focused on hooping to even realize you were low-key racist. Not even low-key. That was a little uncalled for, Mo. And to keep it blunt with you, my future wife's not going to be racist. So if you want to be in that spot, you better switch that up right now. So let's figure this out. Let's apologize. I'm sure Aomine is looking for you. And maybe let's get you to a church. Let's expel this racism from your body. Yeah, but after she goes on her racist rampage, Kuroko's walking her back, but then we see the conversation that her and Mamovich had afterwards as to why Akashi specifically didn't play in the last game of the tournament or something. And this is where I'm alarmed at Aomine. Of course, we saw what he did. He's only going to go higher because he's going to have to keep up with the likes of Kisei, who is constantly evolving. So I'm already scared of those two. I'm obviously scared of Olive because he's on a revenge tour. He's going to be pulling some shit out of his bag that not only shouldn't be possible on Earth, but within our Milky Way galaxy. I already know he's going to be a problem too. We know Mitsubishi, he kind of glazes Akashi-kun to the highest degree. And I didn't understand why at first, but when racist Sakura says that she heard from a little birdie that the reason Akashi didn't participate in his last games was because he's not interested in the championship. And it's not because he doesn't like the sport and he's just not interested in basketball. He's not interested in the championship because the nigga automatically knows the outcome of the game and he knows his victory is assured, and that would be too boring for him. So when I heard that, I completely understand Metamorphosis glaze. If I'm suiting up for a game and I hear the team captain say some shit like that, nigga, I'm getting him executed. Because again, it's like, why are niggas whose quotes sound like they're coming directly from Thanos' lips, why are these types of dudes playing basketball? But as Kuroko is escorting RS, as he's escorting her home, he takes her to the court to show off his new technique to not only her but to us as well. And he's so confident in how good this technique's gonna be when he shows it off that he says, I don't even care if you tell Aomine it because I'm really gonna rock niggas with this. So he tells her to take a defensive stance. I don't know why she's calling for the ball. This is not defense. Kuroko could have gotten the blow by walk-in, but that's besides the point. We see the rough draft of his technique and it's in short teleportation. That's really what it is. If Kuroko's doing shit like this, knowing the level of skill that he has produced in this show, I'm petrified to see the levels to which this game gets to. It's gonna be on some shit where Aomine decides to sit out the game. He subs in mid-game, but he's watching from the crowd. They pass him the ball. He shoots it from row E4, and the out-of-bound rules don't even apply to him. And now we're about to get started with this first game, and they're going up against Jose, aka the Bumblebees, and their up-and-coming rookie, his pregame ritual or routine, whatever you want to call it. I guess he reads a Gunazine while listening to heavy metal, so it's like two worlds collided, and I guess it gets him into that mode. But another thing we also find out is that Kagami Brown, back during his middle school career, if you want to call the generation of miracles, like the Avengers of middle school, high school basketball, then he was part of the Thunderbolts. They were saying that if his starting five came in an earlier era compared to the GOMs, they would have probably been considered the first coming of them. So that's how good he was proclaimed to be, and I was excited because we've never really even seen him hoop and get down like that. And I was expecting this to be a Hyuga legacy game, honestly, because right off tip-off, we see their rookie dude who was reading the magazine. We see him all down in the dumps, and he's upset because his boys were telling him that a female was running the team. And he was over there sulking because he was basically saying that Mamovich was built like the buddy from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And I don't know why everyone's been getting on Mamovich, because she's a great personality, great coach, and I feel like Hyuga is lucky to have her. But it ignited a fire in the team that was much needed, especially in the new threads. And right off the bat, they're doubling Kagami. He's getting that pressure put on him. So this is where we get to see KB, or should I say Jokic, really start to shine and show why he was a member of the Thunderbolts. So he gets the ball with his back to the basket, and it looks like he's about to give random character number 9 a prostitution post move and hook that nigga. But what Kagami Brown does instead, since he has those big hands of his, he drops that shit right down the Hyuga expedited ship and already stepping right into that shot. Look at the flick, there he goes again. This nigga's an unstoppable force all over the place. Bumblebees get the ball back. Hyuga, right after his offensive efforts, shows it right on the defensive end, steals that motherfucker. Right back to prostitution positioning for the claw. He's about to hit that shit again, but he's a pass first type of player, just kidding. This is going top left. And I mean, what a masterclass performance from the upperclassmen here. It's really the Hyuga and the Kagami Brown show, because after that, Jose is trying to take flight and look like he's about to bite the front half of this rim off, but the claw gives him that grown-ass nigga strength and pulverizes that shit to the hardwood. And from right there, it's like they're instantly on the offensive. They're playing like Chino Hills type of basketball right here, because as soon as they get that defensive rebound, there's a nigga already waiting on the other side of the court to receive Kuroko'S beautiful lead pass, just like she led me on. Kagami's got that ball going full speed ahead, and this nigga ended up jumping so high that he had a midair collision with the rim and his forehead, which I honestly think was harder than the slam. Because if you're playing ball and the other team's biggest issue at the moment is one of their star players having the ability to jump too high, I think that's a great position to be in. After that first quarter, Jose wasn't just taking the loss. What they experienced after that was an absolute annihilation of their whole basketball program, because we had KB getting rebounds over 2 of their guys, strong as hell too, not some weak ass sissy shit. He had about 270 degrees of this basketball covered with just his palms alone. And then on the other end of the floor, we had the stroke master waiting on the left elbow, because that's his favorite spot, sitting there and check the celly. I know Mamovich is excited at this, because I am. This was tough. And they were playing so well that this shit was aggravating Kagami, because he's a selfish type of player. He wanted to get involved, and Kuroko had to humble him for a second. Man, what the fuck you... God, chill out. Man, shut up. There ain't nothing to be chill about. It's like one day with you, I think you're the best hooper in the world, and then there are other days where you're all over the place like this, and I swear you've never touched the ball in your damn life. Try to look at it from the perspective of you are this good at the sport that whenever you get the ball, you draw 2 or even maybe even 3 defenders to you. Cog, you get that? They can't risk you scoring the ball, so they leave 2 of our other teammates open with the hope in their little weak heart that they could contain you in any way, shape, or form. Do you get that? You shouldn't pout about that, brother. And also, you see those boys over there? Almine school, no? Almine will hear about this game. That's a guarantee, Cog. Once you've calmed down a bit and stabilized, next play you make a declaration of war. Whatever you do, I don't know what it is, let those stank little fucks know next time they step on the court with Big Red, not only do they lose that game, they don't walk out of that gymnasium alive. That's what you let them know. You let them know that if they got a girl in attendance after that game, she is no longer their girl, because she's going home with you that night. That's the type of hoops we're playing from this moment moving forward. And that turns Kagami up a little bit, a lot of it I should say, because what happened here was the equivalent to like Luffy getting Gear 5 for the first time and the feeling being felt around the world, because they're playing a full court press on this man. He sees an opening, he doesn't even split the D, he's just so fast he goes around it. The rookie from the other team was on Kagami's ass. Keep in mind, full contest right now. He takes off from the free throw line smothered. It doesn't even matter because momentarily he leaves Earth's gravitational field and throws that shit down so ferociously in the history books, they're going to be talking about the slam heard around the world. Because you know it's bad when the Avengers feel a disturbance in the air. The Avatar has awoken type of shit. And when it's all said and done, they damn near 50 ball them. So again, this is another team that Seirin handled that needs to go into their rebuild phases and just cut the whole team, take the magazines away from that nigga, make him work for those. And we'll see y'all next season. Probably not ever again, actually. And after that game, they give us a sneak peek into how the preliminaries have played out, and it's been a cakewalk for them for the most part so far, because they were facing this one olive jersey team. And check Eagle Eye with the twist and drive. Goodness gracious, where's he going? Double team, nigga, it doesn't matter. My shooter's got a bullet in the chamber. Here he goes. Look at Mr. Fundamental here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at the poise. Look at the sharpness. Look at the grace. With the flick, with the form. They have a soda named after this nigga. There goes KB again, hurting niggas with that rebound. And I think they were giving us glimpses into how good and how smooth this animation is gonna get, because we see Kuroko get past that ball. Stupid triple coverage. What the hell are they doing? Peep the pass. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. As quick and subtle as it was, that may have been the best pass of the show. Kag was already airborne when he caught that shit. And it seemed like what was happening here was building up to a Shutoku rematch, because right after they win that one, we see what Shutoku's been getting at. And our boy number 10 forgot his name. He's working per usual. Sensational behind the back. This team was bound to lose, because why the fuck does this nigga look like he's taking practice shots on an open court by himself, isolated? And of course, Shutoku terrorizes that team from every angle, almost 75s them. But the reason being because they purposely sat out their first string to analyze their future opponents, which is kind of crazy. But it turns out of that first string, a previous member of the Thunderbolts, who's kind of like KB's opposite, he was on that team. And their actual government nickname was the Uncrowned Kings, which I'm not gonna lie, that shit may go harder than the Generation of Miracles. Because when I hear Generation of Miracles, I get hyped and I'm like, okay, I want to like show out and humble these niggas. But with the Uncrowned Kings, just based off name alone, it sounds to me that like they'd be hungry, and that they're uncrowned for a reason, and that they're out here to get the respect they deserve, and that they're coming to kill. But no, so after all that drama and build up, and KB had a little interaction with him too, it's time for the rematch between Seirin, who has Kagami, aka Big Red, aka Hot Sauce, that's a new one, Kuroko, Kagami Brown, aka The Claw, Eagle Eye, the sharpshooter Don't You Dare Guard Hyuga, versus Shutoku, who's got Olive Yagami, Eagle Eye's twin brother, and the rest are nobodies. End quote. The second championship game of the Winter Cup preliminaries between Seirin High and Shutoku High will now begin. Bow, let's go.
Jump, Otsubo, your ex-girlfriend was a hoe. Jump, Otsubo, your ex-girlfriend was a hoe.
Is that little chant about your ex shawty supposed to give you motivation or something?
You're damn right it does, because it reminds me of the time when I jumped the man that she was cheating on me with. So it just gets the concept of jumping in my mind, and I think I get an extra 3 or 4 inches on my vert.
Kagami-kun, Mito is looking for a one-on-one ISO against you. He's gonna want it with you every time. You can handle him yourself, right? Because as you know, people don't see me coming. I could bust his kneecaps in if necessary. Ref may not even catch it. I don't really like playing cheat or basketball. I want to win this fair and square because I know we can. I know we will. But worst comes to worst, if you can't handle that isolation, I mean, I could do something.
I can handle it, brother. Don't worry about me.
Worst case scenario, I'll yank those glasses off his face, and then he'll start seeing doubles. So he'll swear he's getting double teamed, but I won't even need to do that. I'm locking that green bean up. So we start this game, and this is not like any other game we've had throughout the series, because one, this is our first rematch, and two, I don't think we've had a game straight off the bat have this back and forth intensity in the way that this one did, because right off tip-off, Seirin gets the ball. Here comes Mrs. Fields not even 2 seconds into that shit. Outlet pass down court. Just kidding, here comes Kuroko spanking ass again. And I knew once I saw Kuroko already have a steal on his stat sheet, 5 seconds into this shit, this was gonna be a legacy game for him. So this was the first game I think he really started coming to his own, and we'll see that in a little bit. He damn near gave the assist to Olive though, because he picked that shit up immediately with that sharp performance you're gonna get. Here comes that silky smooth stroke. Fuck out of here. I thought we were watching Kuroko'S, not Haikyuu. Look at this elevation. I could see the other rim in between this nigga's legs. He's about 50 inches in the sky right now. It's like Olive has some height to him, but look how much higher this nigga Big Red is after doing what a girl does to me after I swipe up hard eyes on her story. Knock that shit out of bounds. And I mean, Clifford was bringing that energy, because contest, we have to think about it like we have beef. This rematch was a long time coming. Streets were saying that Seirin's win last time was a fluke, so they had something to prove, but obviously Shutoku, they were like a big dog, so they had to establish their name and show the real type of basketball they were trying to play too. So there was a lot on the line for both teams. So understandably so, after Kagami was struggling until the end of that first game to really know how to defend Olive and doing it effortlessly, this first play, he had to talk his shit. Midoriya, I'm telling you, gangsta, as soon as I see that right elbow of yours go up, I'm spanking that shit just like I was spanking your mama last night. On Kuroko'S life, you are not getting a shot off this game. So please pass the ball and get your teammates involved. I'm begging you at this point. And usually Olive would bark back, but considering he said nothing, there was something in me telling me this was about to get ugly for Kag and them. And my first theory was that they were going to expel energy too early because we passed that ball back in. Shutoku's got it. We get that shit back to Olive. He's about a stroke per usual. He's looking wide open to me. And Kagami decides to abuse him some more. And as I said, I had that feeling a couple minutes ago. As soon as Olive started talking like this, I was getting flashbacks to the Almina game, and I thought we were going to be seeing some shit like that, but just on a shooting level this time, because he kept it 100% cash money with them. Kag, you know, I just want you to know, truthfully from the bottom of my heart and from the deepest star in the galaxy, I want you to know that I've learned nothing new. I'm the same player, skill-wise, that you saw in our last meeting. But you do want to know what's different about me, and I came to this epiphany when Capricorn's horns were pointed to the East Nebula. After seeing the way you play over and over and over again, I realized all I have to do is work my endurance. So what did I do? Of course I did my 5,000 shots a day, and that's what I've always been working, sometimes 6. But then after that, it's been straight endurance training, maxi pad. Believe it or not, I ran a whole half marathon right before this game today, and then I ran a full marathon yesterday. Because I know you love to gas out super early. Your gas tank is that of like a Honda Civic 2020, but I'm coming in this bitch like an Audi Q6. So I'm gonna keep shooting, and whether or not you want to close out on me, that's up to you. But by the end of this game, looking at my stat sheet, you'll know that I was getting that damn ball as drenched as I was actually getting your mother this morning. I could throw the mom jokes out too, brother. Like I'm not new to this. You damn buffoon. Bring that shit on them, bruh. And this shit petrified Mamovich. He wasn't even about to attack him with any new skill. He kept his training drills the same. All he deadass did was go running, because he said it wasn't even worth learning any new skills to take on this nigga. And with the way it was looking, Olive was damn right, because the score is 23-16. He's going for another dagger. Kagami blocks it, but with the amount of sweat coming off his body, he could probably fill up one of those 5-gallon jugs that are probably on the bench that the team could drink water out of. And it's like, we can't take it away from Big Red. He was putting on a defensive masterclass in this first and second quarter. And I think this is the first time in all of Yagami's basketball career that he has been locked up in federal prison in the way that he has been.
Because we see another shot attempt from Olive, and Kag just barely tickles that, leading to probably the loudest clank in Olive's career.
And this is what I was talking about with Kuroko though. Look at this nigga Kuroko skying for the ball right now, getting this rebound like a grown-ass man. And if this was an offensive rebound, I'm convinced this could have been a putback dunk. With the way he was catching it, you just knew that a bullet was about to come whizzing past Shutoku's head to the cherry picker on the other side of the court. Here it goes. But Kag had to slow it down a bit because we could see his fatigue setting in quick.
When Olive looks like he's going for another shot, just kidding, it's his shrink ray ability again. Has Kagami airborne. Now granted, the recovery was textbook hustle play, and that's what I'd want on my team if I'm a coach. But obviously Kag already expelled a lot of energy with that first jump.
And you see, this is how I knew this game was getting serious, because
we see KB also go airborne to provide help defense against this potential moisture.
And as soon as I saw the flashback to Shutoku's locker room, I was like, wow, he's about to do the unthinkable. Because him doing the P word right here, which I know he's allergic to, changes their team completely and makes them damn near twice as good. Midorima, what did you just say? Was anyone recording that? That shit could go viral, y'all. Was anyone recording that? What? Shinsha, they got your family hostage, don't they? And you were forced. Seirin must have set this up. We could report this, you know. There's no way you're being serious, right? Of course I am. If it's for victory, then it's what has to be done. Speaking of my family being hostage, if I needed to put them in a hostage-like situation to secure victory for this game, I would. Happily, actually. Securing victory in this game has become more important to me than the stars themselves. I know that's crazy for me to say, but this is really the type of fire that this man Kagami has ignited in me. And when you receive my... I'm still working on being able to say the word, but once you receive that, just know it's not going to be some like amateur, sloppy type of, you know, it's going to look Rajan-esque. It's going to be beautiful. And he wasn't lying at all. Look at this Amazon drop off. He had to kind of look away though. He was repulsed, I could see it in his face, but it was as accurate as you could get. And it was an instant 2-on-3 against Hyuga and Kuroko. So realistically, this is a 3-on-no-one, and they could run a 3-man weave drill right here if they wanted to. Because you know these niggas are the biggest defensive liabilities on the team. K-Money scared as hell. That was the one thing in his basketball career that he never expected. He could prepare for so many outcomes, he never expected that nigga to pass the ball. Number 4 hit Hyuga with his own stroke right in his face from the corner. Buckets.
I won't deny, team. With that glasses wearing patch of grass passing that thing, we are in a difficult situation. This game may have just been lost. I'm scared as hell because my goodness, that was a beautiful dish. That was Kuroko'S. He's clearly been studying UK. That was, I mean, wow. Maybe even studying me too. I don't know. I don't want to take the credit for like his blossoming, but that's not what we're focused on. We got to be focusing on the outcome of this game, and we're just in a pinch. But what do you do when you pinch? You roll. Pinch and roll technique. Come on, guys. We know this. It's far from over.
Yeah, no, we could figure it out. I mean, I love this optimism, but what are we gonna do though?
I mean, see, that's the thing. We just gotta let the game speak to us, man. I really don't.
Man, we gotta have some plan. Damn.
You ain't have to slap me, bro. I mean, fine. Let's just start by benching Kuroko. What? I mean, if your misdirection doesn't work, which as of late it hasn't really been, you'll really only hold us back low key. High key, actually. You're like when someone's playing 2K and their controller dies, so their player just stands there idly. Or like, you know, the gear shift on a car, how you have park, neutral, reverse, and drive. You know how there are those 2 others, like the S and whatever else? It's like you're kind of like those settings, because it's like they're there. I'm sure they have you somewhere, but we're really only using the other 4. Just keep the water chilled for us on the bench, man.
Oh. Momochi, you here to watch your boys game against Midorimachi? Ki-chan. Girl, stop calling me that unless you want to go for dinner after this. I told you stop with the flirting. You already got 2 guys, alright? So we get back to it. Seirin's coming in hot, passing the rock around immaculately. We see KB going up. Check the hang time. This is the shit that they talk about with Red Bull. And look at this drop off. Oh my goodness. And they just start lighting those niggas up. There's Hyuga from the corner. What does Flight say?
In the corner like a prostitute.
And from the looks of it, it seems like offensively at least Seirin can keep up, because this is their real synergetic type of basketball that they used to play before Kagami Brown tore everything in both of his legs. Izuki shoots a sloppy little midi, clanks that off the top. Shutoku gets that re, and it's like, with the way Olive's been playing, I completely forgot that he had a 90-foot jumper in his arsenal. And no hesitation. He didn't even have a big charge up time either. I think he's gotten quicker with this. There goes the tsunami again. I'm not even surprised at that shot anymore, by the way. I've just accepted that this nigga really can talk to the stars, and that he's a cosmic entity. Now with the way it's looking, while Seirin was still able to get their offense rolling, they just didn't have an answer for the complete player that Olive was becoming, because now it's like he was a threat from literally any part of the floor 2x, whether it be scoring or facilitating. Listen up, y'all. Honestly speaking, we don't have a chance. We don't. Unless I start stroking and light this shit up like the 4th of July, I really don't think we're going home happy today. So conserve your energy for offense. Whenever you get that ball, if you have even an inch of space to take that shot, you better take it, because our only choice right here is to score more than they do. Guys, the second half will be a point war. You know this. Usually I would say keep passing the ball to Midorima, but Midorima, keep passing the ball to your teammates and fuck these twerps up. So now we're coming into this 3rd quarter basically tied up, and Shutoku started getting freaky on these niggas. It was getting very scary, and we needed Kuroko to come in and do something quick, because Kagami was MIA this game. I think he had 0 points to his name, 0 for 6 from the field. He was putting up a stinky ass stat line, because Shutoku ran their same play again. Give Olive the ball, he gets double teamed. Dish out to their point guard. He's coming down hot, 4-on-3. And with what Olive is doing here and him passing the ball, this is what makes him so lethal. Because just because he passes the ball doesn't mean he can't receive the shit back. And Izuki's twin brother hits a Jokic type pass between his legs. Kagami let his defensive assignment get away from him because he's catching up on his 8 hours of sleep over there. And now Olive is wide open. And at first I thought this was from the free throw line, but after further assessment, he is shooting this from half court. Just wanted to put it out there. I know we're not surprised, but that is what he's doing. And this is getting so bad it's having Mamovich wincing. And not only did it have Mamovich wincing, but it had this nigga Olive smiling. So he's feeling the cosmic energy surging through him right now. A smiling Olive has me thinking of that one clip of LeBron where he was like, where he was talking about the left shoulder bump fade type of guy shit, where I felt like Olive was now not only going to be passing, not only going to be shooting, but just trying shit. Because you have to realize he had a couple dribble combos in their first matchup, but he really is a catch and shoot type of guy, and you don't see him hitting post post fades, hooks, just diversifying his bag. So that's what I thought we were about to get from him once they said this nigga started smirking. And we see Seirin coming back down on offense, playing lazy as hell, to where number 8, who I feel like was the sleeper of this game, no one was really talking about him. I don't even know his name still, but he was getting steal after steal and really facilitating for Shutoku.
But he stole that ball.
And they got an easy fast break. I'm thinking number 9's about to go for something stupid, like throwing it to someone in the crowd. They throw it back. He catches it, throws it off the backboard, double windmill, just to make a statement. Check this weak ass finger roll. This nigga almost hurt himself on his landing. And exactly like Olive predicted, it's just getting ugly. They got double coverage on him now. Kagami's legs aren't working anymore, and Olive has plenty of feet of free stroke space, when from as we've seen, he only needs a couple inches. So now this has just become shooting practice for him.
Midori's changed, hasn't he?
You think so?
I mean, so have you, Ki-chan.
How so?
I mean, you saw the game against Almine, and I mean, you also had kind of a glow up a little bit. Like you're fine as fuck now.
Girl, what is it that you want with me? I know what I did against Almine, but I feel like you're more of a virus to us Generation of Miracles, a virus of temptation, rather than an aid in any way. Because how you gonna sit here telling me I glowed up and that I'm fine as shit? Because I know this. Don't gotta tell me I got plenty of shotties, but like, how you gonna sit here and tell me this?
Oh, you're talking to my boy?
Talking about how you want to marry him. You're talking to my other boy, giving him mixed signals, but I know y'all do shit. Like, I don't even want to talk about this right now. To be honest, I'm quite disgusted at this behavior, and I'm probably gonna relay this. No, I'm most definitely gonna relay this information to my guys, because I don't know what's up with you. So let's just get back to ball. But no, so now it's finally time. Kuroko'S had plenty of charge up time, sitting on the bench like a damn Tesla. And you can see once they call his jersey and this look on his face, this is a completely new man. I was saying, this is not the same nigga that was hooping in season 1. And Olive immediately knew something was up, because Kuroko, he knows, is a one-dimensional type of player. So for them to sub him in when they're in an 8-point deficit, about to go into the 4th, he could already smell something rotten and wicked pulling up to the hardwood momentarily. And he was absolutely right about that. And obviously, we as the audience know about the vanishing drive, but when that ball is inbounded and we see that big red screen set for K-Money, when he gets the ball passed to him and I'm seeing his back to the basket, Olive on him,
I'm just as surprised as these niggas, because as I said, we know about the vanishing drive, but with this position, and it's looking like we're about to get a paranormal post fade looking like this.
Oh my gosh, that move winded me. I'm like, y'all gotta give me a second, but that was a lot of energy expelled with those shimmies. I was scared as hell, but he gets that pivot and he's looking at him head on. And I think I said it in the reaction. It's moments like this that really have me frightful for the end of this show and where we're gonna be at in terms of skill level. Because if you have dudes like Kuroko hitting one of the greatest high school basketball players Earth has ever seen with a move that has him stun locked, and a move that from the defender's perspective looks like you teleported right before their very eyes. When you have Kuroko hitting some shit like that, I genuinely believe that my theory of Almine end of season shooting some shit from outside of the arena, it going into the ventilation system, falling out the ceiling onto the catwalk and right into the hoop, I really in my heart believe that's the shit we're gonna be seeing, because you could only keep getting better from here if niggas start teleporting. But now since Kuroko has this ability to drive, in the same way where Olive's gonna pass out of his shot, Kuroko's gonna obviously dish out once he gets into the paint on some Luka shit, because they have to collapse on him. Says that shit right to KB. And I don't know who the fuck Kuroko's feeling like. Look at the way he's looking at Olive. This was personal. And now Kuroko's just taking victims for fun. Cause next year in offensive possession, he calls ISO on number 10. Looks that nigga dead in his eyes and he's gone. I think he's just vanishing off of pure intimidation. Or maybe instead of not being present, he's actually present for once and having his defender take notice of the fact that he's actually standing right there in front of him, and then his spiritual pressure is just way too strong, so then it has them frozen in fear or something like that. Dime to Hugo, we already know the outcome. Let's go to the next play. I don't even need to explain what the hell he's doing from that corner, because we know. We cut this deficit to 3. And yeah, no, call the game, bruh. Straight off inbound, Kuroko's getting a steal. Who is this? He's playing like a prime Russ right now. We have never seen him move like this ever. Doesn't even let them get past core. Immediate retaliation. Look at who's already in position, ready to do what he normally does. Again, I'm not explaining the outcome here because we already know what this nigga Hyuga's gonna do. What a duo this is. And now granted, I do want to give Kagami his flowers for his defensive efforts, but I'm pretty sure he still hasn't scored a damn basket yet. I just want to put that out there. But we're tied up going into the 4th, 76-76. And I genuinely did not know the direction of this game, because with that Almine beatdown going into the 4th, we knew we were packing it up for the rest of the season. Like, there was just no hope. There was absolutely nothing we were doing against that wizard. But just seeing the team ball that Shutoku was putting on display and the team ball that Seirin was also putting on display, but with this new and improved juggernaut of a player in Kuroko, I just felt like the only way we lose this game is if Kagami plays worse offensively than he has already. But right into it, Seirin's pushing the pace. A pass is coming in hot to Hyuga is what I would say if we were trying to give Shutoku an easy 3 points and a steal. Here comes our vanishing assassin, spanking that shit per usual. I'm seeing Kagami receive this ball double contest. He could redeem himself right here if he decapitates both of these niggas with this dunk. And I think he heard me, because check this blasphemous extension. Had the coach on Shutoku rethinking the whole program. And Shutoku didn't like that one bit, so they come back guns blazing, running their same little number 10 dribbles up the ball, spin a Rooney pass to number 8, pass back to Olive, double coverage, not a finger got on that ball. So you know he's about to be fingering that damn net, because you know that shit's about to be squirting. And it was getting intense because Olive started quoting Asta here when his teammate was like, damn, that shit's amazing. You must be at your limit. And he was like, you damn idiot. I know exactly how many shots I can take. I surpassed my limit a long time ago. So Black Clover Season 2 mentioned. But then it was just a back and forth barrage of buckets because Hyuga probably gets his 7-3 here. He's on some Klay Thompson shit. I guarantee he has 20 plus on the stat sheet right now. No one's talking about it. Him and Olive are both seeing who could get the wettest right now. And dare I say we're having a flash flood because it's not stopping. But then we see number 10 on Shutoku also getting some buckets too, which is a rarity. He's usually passing it. Drives on Hyuga through traffic. Right hand, lay up the glass today. And they're just going back and forth. Granted, they were reusing some scenes from the beginning, but that's okay. That's how you know it was good ball. 103, 104. Shutoku gets to steal is what I thought, because then Kuroko comes in looking like the damn Jumpman logo. This is what I was talking about, him siphoning abilities, because he is Kagami height right now in terms of vertical. Look at the distance between him and the ground, and look at the grace when he lands. As soon as his big toe is on the hardwood, flash step. Oh my goodness. Who is this nigga? This is not K-Money. But no, he's exposing this whole team, have them look clueless. If I'm Mamovich, I'm thinking this is a gift from God. Seriously. Because what on earth is going on? This is not earthly. He sends that shit straight to KB. He's airborne getting ready to do some damage. Olive's also putting his heart on the line out here. Gets a finger on the ball, fouls him. No and one here. So as soon as I saw the score being 103, 104, free throws involved, basically last play of the game, I knew KB was going to fold under pressure and miss one of them. And my dad used to drill this into me all the time when I was a kid. Free throws are crucial. So that was his main thing all the time. And I don't think that could apply any more than right now. Remember, y'all, after that second shot, box him out. No matter if it goes in, we have to be prepared. You got this, KB. We just got to be ready to get that rebound and put it back up quickly in case the worst happens. Yeah, my long-lost twin, you got this. This shit runs in our veins, you know it. KB, you missed this shot. I recommend you don't go to sleep tonight. And I mean, I feel like Kuroko was warranted that type of response to these free throws because, I mean, he is playing dead-ass the best game of his life. So, I mean, for KB to spoil his night would be a tragedy. So he heads to that line, hits that little free throw routine. I knew it was butter, but that wasn't the hard shot though. And when he was doing his routine and he was doing his ball rotation for an extra 3 seconds, I knew he was feeling the weight of the moment and that this shit was about to be Ratchet's best friend. It's hurting him to shoot this ball right now, but there's the flick and that's airborne. Mamovich was saying a whole Our Father right now. But immediately, all 6 players in the paint were up for that rebound. Otsubo was about to snag that shit. Here comes Kag. Look at the elevation. And if I'm Kag here, I'm gonna be honest, nigga, I'm not going down without that ball going in the bucket. I'm taking that with my left, switching to the right, and I'm windmilling that shit on Otsubo, number 8, and my own teammate right there. But he springs back up. Olive's using the last of this energy and they meet at the rim. And I'm not gonna lie, this next part was One Piece pace like. We went from 21:59 and we had a back and forth of their faces for about 15 seconds. But that's okay. And these niggas were clashing like they were clashing Kamehamehas to where the clock eventually runs out. Olive gets the block and that's the end of regulation. So I'm like, okay, no problem. We're going into OT. This is about to get even more violent. I stand corrected. Because apparently in this tournament, which was clearly organized by niggas who don't enjoy the sport, I guess in the prelims, if there happens to be a tie, since they're trying to keep the game short, there's no overtime rules. So they're just going to have to meet again in the Winter Cup or something like that was said. Never heard of that in my life. If that's actually a thing, someone comment it. But I've never heard of a no overtime rule in basketball personally. So hearing Mamovich break that news to me, I was heartbroken. because I really thought we were going to get some like gritty, tenacious prison basketball in this overtime. Just niggas, I don't know. I thought it was going to get bloody damn near.
But I guess we gotta wait for that trilogy.
And as we wait for that trilogy, there's still one more hurdle we got to get over before getting to the Winter Cup. And that's Kirisaki Blue Cheese, or whatever their name is, because they stink. And we get a little backstory before going up against them, because these are the guys I talked about briefly in the previous video. Kagami Brown's old boys that I used to play with in middle school, aka the Uncrowned Kings. But with the way they were showing this backstory, they seemed to play more like jesters than anything, because the majority of them were jokes when it came to basketball. Because before we even get to why we have beef with them in the first place, we get a brief backstory on the formation of the Seirin team that we've heard talked about, but that we've never really dove into. And it started with Hyuga having an identity crisis freshman or sophomore year when he was trying to be Kisei with the blonde hair and everything. And the reason why he was having this crisis was because Kuroko and his boys at Teiko not only beat his team to a pulp, but every other middle school team in the area, to where it had people like Hyuga developing trauma and trying to escape the sport that they love so dearly. And he eventually runs into a young, spry Kagami Brown who is doing his best to not only convince him, but also to convince Mamovich to join the team so they can make something shake. But Hyuga's just being very difficult. So KB eventually has enough of Hyuga's facade that he's been putting on that he doesn't enjoy the sport, and challenges that nigga to a one-on-one after curfew and humbles him brutally. But obviously he eventually had Hyuga find his love for the sport again, to where the next day when they're doing their whole little gang initiation that Kagami did at the beginning, where they stand on top of the building proclaiming that they're going to become the best in Japan and all that stuff. We see them doing that for the first time, not only getting Hyuga on board, but Mamovich being in the crowd too. She was like, okay, these niggas are serious, and I'm also ready to be a part of a winning basketball program. And it was just nice seeing these boys develop in this short amount of time, but still making a lot of noise in their division, just taking down team after team. And Hyuga and KB have kind of warming up to each other as well, because Hyuga was putting on this little I hate you image to KB, but once they started synergizing and Hyuga was actually winning for once in his life, he was like, maybe this shit's not so bad. But no, so young Seirin is up against Blue Cheese now, and KB was sitting on the bench talking about how he wanted to try a new style of play. And as we were building up to this, he seemed to be eyeballing his knee a lot. So I thought that this injury that he was talking about initially came from this meeting, but it was already on the up and up before he really even got injured bad like this. So I was thinking maybe that this style of play he was about to try was to try and reserve energy and protect his knee in some way. But when I saw him get that ball in the wing, it was quite the opposite style of play actually. It was probably the most stressful moves he could have done for his knee, because this behemoth hits a behind the back tween, defense collapses on him like 3 niggas, but then throws a behind the back, you gonna make it. Oh my goodness. And the Iron Heart was brutalizing these fools from this moment on, because he was developing this new style of play that the league has never seen before. And Hyuga was warming up to him even more. It was good. It was nice. It was good camaraderie, good chemistry, and the little Hyuga KB moments too. They were like, it was wholesome but funny. It was good. It was just good vibes until that nigga started wincing. And then we pan over to this villainous serpent looking dude who barely has a nose. And immediately when he got checked in, before he even launched this assault on KB's knee, I was already thinking he should be banned from basketball operations permanently. Before he even did shit, look at the eyebrows. I've got some chunky ones myself, but if a nigga's got a mustache for eyebrows, the last person you should be trusting on the court. But he's got a weak ass dribble going up at the top of the key, gives an alright pass, I guess, they score. But this nigga is eyeballing, damn near salivating at the thought of ruining his former teammate's basketball career. I really don't know if they have beef going back even further than this game, KB and Stash. I really don't. I don't know if KB stole his girl. I really don't know, because this seemed like a very premeditated, like, once I meet up with this nigga, I'm taking him out type of attack. And you see this rodent calling his team back on defense, saying we could stop them, got like acting all jolly and holly, and Hyuga can smell something funky, because he's clearly putting on an act. Seirin's doing their little run and gun, great ball movement around. We see our boy number 6 throw up a prayer, because keep in mind, this is his 3rd game of basketball ever. He comes from a tennis background, so this injury may be his fault actually. But KB's got the box out per usual. You see Stash in the background plotting, like he's got his teammates under a curse or something. As soon as he smiles and snaps his fingers, his teammate lands in a way where he like pushes the back of Kagami's knee outward or something, and has him land awkwardly, and I'm assuming tear his ACL, and he's out for the count. And then we got Stash over here acting dumb, talking about, is he okay, what's wrong with him? And Hyuga, as he should, grabs him by his damn necklace. And if I'm Hyuga in this position, this is where they would have probably went to the rule book after this game and added a flagrant 3 violation into there, because a flagrant 1 involves unnecessary contact, a flagrant 2 involves contact that is both unnecessary and excessive. Well, this would have been contact that was most certainly necessary and most certainly excessive as well. Stats would have been hurt badly. But before Hugo put an indent in this nigga's head, KB was like, I'm straight, just win the game. Thankfully, they at least get these frauds out of there and beat them by 1 point. But then that's why KB was out for a year, because it was either he's out for a year or he's out permanently and he gets a surgery where he'll be fully recovered after high school. But obviously he still wanted to play with Hugo since they were just developing this relationship as brothers and as teammates, and that's why he's just coming back in the series now as it is, and that's why now we're about to go up against them again and end these niggas basketball program for good. And I'm gonna be honest, especially after watching this game, going back to that violent basketball I was talking about a couple minutes ago, this was that game where it got that way. And I feel like talking about this game specifically would have emotionally overwhelmed me, and I would have had to end the video early, because this was the first game where niggas really started getting physical, and I'm only assuming it's only going to continue from here on out. So I've got to save myself for when that time comes. So I'm gonna let my boy Noah hop on the track really quick while I let my emotions subside. I may catch y'all again at the end of the video, or I may catch y'all on the next one. I don't know yet, but I appreciate him for taking the time to cover Seirin versus this sorry ass basketball team. And make sure y'all go sub to him. And without further ado,
Yo, what's good, y'all? Kurosaki Daiichi versus Seirin has to be the most ref do something game I've ever watched. From the jump, you could tell those Kurosaki boys were some hoes. Dude is over here chewing gum mid-game. Not only that, he chewing that shit dirty too. Blew it all over his face, knowing good and well he gotta wipe that off. And I bet he didn't wash his hands after either. But Seirin started the game off on fire. Kuroko used his vantage and tried to get past the red hair guy into the lane, then he lobbed it up to Kiyoshi for that slam. Kurosaki Daiichi is led by Hanamiya, an uncrowned king, but he sure doesn't play like one, and neither does his team. If there was a word dirtier than dirty, that would perfectly describe how these fools play. First possession they had the ball, Hugo got hit with the most illegal screen that this series has seen. Then when Kagami tried going for the rebound off the missed shot, Gumboy had his foot on his, and look at the ref. Nigga got no thoughts behind those eyes, besides ruminations about parlays and what he's about to eat after the game. They just be hiring anyone for these sports games, bro. Kuroko no Basket refs are almost as bad as Hajime no Ippo refs. Like, look at this. Same play as before. Gumdude gets the rebound, but instead of, like, I don't know, going for the basket, he hits an insane jab going for Kagami's face. Look at his reaction. Are we going for NBA or MMA play right now? And he's still chewing that damn gum. According to the bench, every team that's went up against these guys has left with injured players, running around the court, going up against straight Draymonds. I don't know if Joel's mentioned this, but I'm still gonna mention it anyway. But these guys were the reason that Kiyoshi got injured, giving him that terrible leg injury. So not only is this game meaningful because they gotta get to the Winter Cup, they need to get their get back for what happened last time. Kiyoshi was not here to play games though. They tried hitting that rebound elbow jab junk, and he literally blocked it with his arm. And after Hanamiya went down court for the quick basket, he told him that he was gonna beat him no matter what. Genuinely though, this shit was hard to watch. Kagami tried going for another rebound, and he even read the step on, but Gumboy genuinely elbowed him in the ribs, which makes you ask the question, why the hell do we have one ref? We got them in a stadium fit for a college basketball game, and you only have one ref? One? You're telling me nobody was on that baseline to see that? And he got the basket too? Oh my god, man. Kagami was beyond heated, dude. I really don't know how I missed this in my own video, but he was genuinely ready to swing on him. I was laughing when I saw this because I do not remember Kagami getting ready to run the fade mid-game. Luckily, Kuroko tripped him so he'd miss. I love this little nigga, bro. He told him to calm down. Rocking his shit won't do anything for the team, but beating them in basketball will. Rigo was not happy about that though. Hit his ass when they got to the bench. Deserved. Anyway, if they want to beat these guys, they need a better plan. Having Kagami play on the inside will do more harm than good, since these guys play dirty and they don't want to risk getting anyone injured. So, Kiyoshi, the Iron Giant, decides to take matters into his own hands. Even though Rigo told him that he shouldn't, he said, nah, switch me out and I'll hate you forever. Kiyoshi was on the inside getting battered and bruised. That didn't matter. Bro got the rebound and jammed it in off a missed three. Got the block on defense, took these hits, and hit a clean hook shot too. But damn, look at those bruises. You think he was playing football instead of basketball. This next play was the craziest though. Hanamiya got mad that Kiyoshi wasn't responding to his trash talk. So with a snap of his fingers, he had his teammate trip Kiyoshi, then fall on him with his elbow. Why are we using WWE moves in a sport that requires a ball? What happened to the game I love, man? Hanamiya was straight rage baiting too. Dude doesn't have an ounce of love for the game, bruh. He just wants to make people suffer, especially Kiyoshi. Kagami was so mad that once they got to the locker room, he started booting the benches across the room. Those things are low-key heavy, so I'm kinda impressed, but Rico was not. But the man with the most rage in his heart was Kuroko. Look at this stare down. He's not gonna go easy on them anymore. Even Aomine had to tell Hanamiya that he would lose because he made Kuroko angry. And when they got back out there for the third quarter, Kuroko came out swinging, went into the lane, then lobbed it up to Kagami for the easy oop. That leapfrog was clean as hell. Seirin is up by 8 to start the second half, and things are looking good. And is bro over here sleeping on the sidelines? Alright bro. I will say though, Hanamiya may be a worthless, annoying bitch ass nigga, but he is one smart, worthless, annoying bitch ass nigga. This dude with the mole over here has an IQ of 160, and even he says that he's not close to Hanamiya in smarts. What Kirisaki Daiichi does next is show their true playstyle. Roughing them up was only one part of their game. In reality, they are a very tactical team. And with Hanamiya and the mole guy playing lockdown defense, Seirin couldn't do a thing. They scored 18 straight points in the third quarter, mostly off steals. And heading into the fourth, it was not looking good for Seirin. But once they put Kuroko back in the game, everything changed. Hanamiya and the mole guy have been reading Seirin's movements, and at this point, they were convinced they could stop any attack that Seirin could throw at them. A spider web of some sorts that they couldn't escape. But what they didn't account for was Kuroko'S movement. Seirin continued to play how they usually played, with Kuroko randomizing the passes in between. To fool one's enemy, you sometimes gotta fool your allies too, and that's exactly what they did. Peep this play real quick. Off the steal, Hyuga goes behind the back to Izuki, who then passes it. Kuroko then redirects it off the backboard, and Kiyoshi grabs it and gets it in for the slam. That off the backboard pass was so clean, bruh. Eventually, they're able to bring the deficit down to 5, but Kiyoshi's on his last legs, so they take him out the game and promise him that they'll win it. Hyuga hadn't been playing well all game, mostly because he was pissed at Hanamiya. Once he locked in, he was showing us why he was Seirin's captain. And that wasn't all. Izuki locked in on D, letting Kuroko get the ball, and peeped that fake into the pass by Hyuga. That was clean. And Hanamiya was genuinely heated. He was trying to injure Kuroko as well. But peep this next move that he did real quick. While getting guarded by 2 defenders, he hit this crazy finger roll, fadeaway layup shot. Like, I don't even know what he did right here, but damn, that was crazy. But Kuroko was done. He told that nigga to get out of his way and send an ignite pass straight to Kagami for the oop. A full court alley oop is wicked. And from there, Seirin ran away with the game, completing an epic comeback to send themselves to the Winter Cup. The funniest part about this entire thing though was Hanamiya's reaction after the game. Bro was acting like an entire villain, talking about some, Seirin, you better watch your back. I'll make you regret beating me for the rest of your lives. But then Kiyoshi was over here like, hey, good game, bro. That last shot of yours was hella clean. And he genuinely had a breakdown, bro. What a bum. Just retire already, bro. But yeah, that's it for me. Shout out to Joel's for having me on. See ya.
And shout out to Noah again for doing charity work to talk about those bums. Sorry guys, is it okay if I step out for a bit?
Kuroko, I thought I already told your ass you can't be wandering off anymore.
Yes, I get that, coach, but this is kind of against my will. I've been summoned. What are you talking about, bro? I gotta go link up with Akashi-kun for a bit. He's saying he's summoning him like they're on the same team or something. What's even going on right now?
Alright, I hear you. We got a game this afternoon though, so be back by then.
Alright.
Fushigi-kun, follow him and do some reconnaissance for us. Make sure you obtain as much information as you possibly can. Height, weight, relationship status, favorite food, parents' surnames, anniversary date if he even has parents, allergies, and just bring me back that information because I could get something in the works for when we eventually face him. That's Graham.
Okay, coach. Fuck, you need a babysitter for Tets.
Rematch, you got your girl, no? Or Kuroko'S girl? I don't know what type of freaky shit y'all got going on.
She's not even on the top spot of my roster. Herp. She's got nothing to do with this. Midorimachi, what's going on with the sizzies? Isn't it obvious? Scorpio's lunar eclipse was telling me that it's my lucky item today, of course. What? What's the Generation of Miracles doing here? All of them. This shit is so weird. Why is this even happening to me? I get no player time. I have no business being here. Or maybe I do? Am I the next generation of these guys? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Man, what's that stupid ass ringtone keep saying? Put that shit on vibrate or something. That better be Akashi. Huh? What? The 5th girl on my roster just said she needs money for her plan B. Dumbass nigga, shut up, bruh.
Middleton, can I borrow those scissors you got?
If Aquarius's positioning wasn't at an equilibrium with the equator, then maybe I'd be able to consider, but I just can't today.
Where is this guy Akashi, bro? I gotta go handle this plan B situation. Like, I got so many more priorities right now. How's he gonna summon us here and be the last one to arrive? There's no need to be upset, Kisa. He's just tough like that. I really don't got any other explanation to give you. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Redirect my pass and call me the best point guard in the nation. Damn, it really is Akashi-kun. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Alright, so we're back. Had that game with Shutoku where we should have arguably went to overtime, and then we had the game that my boy Noah covered. Again, shout out to him. I don't even remember their name, and I'm not going to bother looking it up because they're not even worth it, but we had our game against them. Beat down, dismantling, annihilation, whatever you want to call it, and now we're here. Started the Winter Cup. It's been a long time coming. And to get ready for our first matchup, everyone kind of has like a mini training arc. And right before that, shit was getting freaky at the hot spring because on one side of the wall, you had Mamovich and Kuroko'S shoddy, chest to chest, B's to D's, whatever you want to call it. And then on the other side, we had Seirin trying to peep until they got scolded by Mamovich, and then Toho came in and they were trying to compare girth and tonnage. Shit was getting wicked. This was quite possibly the furthest thing from the basketball in which Kuroko plays. But after the freak show, we eventually get serious again, and we come to find out that our first opponents in the Winter Cup, out of the dozens of teams that we see in the opening ceremony, the first team that we have to go up against is Almina Academy for a second time. And now when hearing this, after experiencing the assault, terrorism, abuse from that first game, being the watcher and being on the team, I feel like the normal reaction to this would be nausea and a whole lot of other symptoms. But dare I say, just as the players were, I was excited. I was excited because the maestro needed to be taken down. He needed to be humbled. But no, so in preparation for this game, Kagami heads back to the States. So that's how you know this is going to be like. He's going to master all the elements of basketball with this trip back, and I think he's going to get in his street ball bag. That was so we didn't really get to see a lot of the training that he did, but to go up against a dude like Almina, he would have probably had to train with like Kyrie, the professor, those types of players, and I think that's damn sure what he did. Whereas the rest of the team obviously trained with Mamovich, but also trained with her pops and had him coaching us, and it turns out he's a Japanese national team legend, first ballot Hall of Fame type of shit, but he was a damn lunatic because not only did he pull up to practice with a firearm, I mean, he had to have the team respect him off the bat, so I get that, and what easier way to do that than pulling up and aiming that shit sideways at someone. But not only did he do that, he was talking crazy to his daughter about something. The only one who's allowed to see Rico naked is me. So I'm like, what the fuck is he talking? But then he doubles down on it and he says, Rigo-tan, you said you'd marry daddy when you were little. What? Maybe we should get the gun out of this nigga's hands because what is he talking about? And it's like, I know in a lot of anime they have like this type of humor between relatives, but I don't know. This nigga was geeked out of his mind, and luckily Mamovich gave him a mean right, but still. But the point of his training was to show everyone their gifts and to really have them lock in on their strengths to improve those to the best of their ability within the month time frame that they have. And he shows that he's the real deal, checks up with Hugo really quick to just give him a demonstration, and gives him one of those back in my days we used to do it like this type of shots right in Hugo's face, and he still got it. And that's really what was going on over there. And they were just mainly training mobility and just learning how to utilize every muscle and utilize it safely and properly, while also at the same time honing their special abilities or whatever. And before we know it, we're at the opening ceremony. And when they're lined up, I'm thinking this game's about to start, and Kog's flight has still yet to land. So I thought he was gonna deadass make some Sasuke Chunin exam type of entrance. But instead he shows up when Kuroko and the other 5 Infinity Stones were having a meeting via Akashi-kun's ping. And this is the first time, aside from a flashback, where we really see like how he is as a person, like how he's gonna be moving. And just off visuals, I thought initially he was gonna move very similar to Kuroko, but just be more skilled and maybe slightly more vocal. But since Kuroko was like very good at passing, I thought Akashi was going to be very well at like something else, whether that be like defense, and his offense was all right, but his defense was so good that it like allowed him to be the captain of the Generation Miracles. I thought it was gonna be something like that, and that may very well still be the case in the basketball realm of things. But as a person, I was way off, because this nigga pulled up and starts listing everyone off via their full government name: Daiki, Ryota, Shintaro, Atsushi, and Tetsuya. It has the tonality of a damn villain, because after he lists them off, he's like, there seems to be someone who doesn't belong here. I wish to only speak to my former teammates right now. And he tells his ass to leave. And Fujimoto, understandably so, is about to piss himself, and he can't move because this nigga's hockey is way too strong. And it was at the moment that Kog pulled up to where I was no longer afraid of Olive's lengthy stroke, the sequel's copy antics, whatever the hell Barney had in store for us, and Aomine's wizardry. I was no longer afraid of any of that shit. I personally was afraid for Kagami's life. Not even a skill thing with Akashi, cause he walked down the stair asking for scissors. The same scissors to which he declined Barney of earlier, but without a second thought gave him to Akashi. And as they've been hyping this nigga up, I've always wondered why, if he were to hypothetically request them to like go lick a toilet, they'd all be doing it within a moment's notice. That's how they've been talking about him, and I just never understood why, because we're hooping. Like, he may be good, yes, but I feel like at this point we've kind of seen the pinnacle of what good is, especially with Aomine's play. So it's like there's no way he is usurping. No way I just pulled that out. Oh goodness, nigga, I'm on it today. And that's how you know Akashi's serious, because he has me speaking at a higher vocab level than what I'm typically at baseline. And the thing is, when he grabbed those scissors, I feel like it was human instinct, like human nature, for me to think, oh, he now has a weapon in his hand, Kagami should fear for his life. But again, I think it was safe to assume, considering this is a sports show, even though we've seen some wicked stuff, that no blood will be spilled. Come to find out, Akashi's an international player from London, because this maniac lunges at Kagami with the scissors with the intent to put it through his skull. Fully extended, no hesitation, no nothing. And if Kag wasn't just working on his reflexes back down in LA, we would have been seeing this shit on the news. And I'm damn near standing here recording this shaking. But I'm gonna have to assume that if this were to connect and he were to actually take Kagami's life here, he would have just been bloodlusted and taken out the rest of the niggas and went on the run. This show just keeps surprising me, and I've got to give it praise, because it's showing the game of basketball as a whole. It's showing that you have fundamental players. It's showing that you have street ball players. And then it's also showing that you have those players at the park where it's like, if I make one wrong move or look at him weird, I may not make it home tonight. And Akashi is that player, where if he says you fouled him and you're standing about 6 feet away and you were nowhere near him when he called that shit, you give him the call, and fuck it, you give him the point too, because there's no point in arguing. It's not worth it, because he may not just take you out, he may come for your loved ones. Like when I said he was Kuroko'S evil twin at first, the evil part was a joke. He deadass cut Kagami, and he was just chatting straight delusion. He said, I'm surprised you dodged that. In light of that display of grace, I'll forgive you this time. Nigga, what are you on? When I tell you to leave, leave. Yo, it's not even funny. I clearly see that for this basketball shit, he's willing to serve a life sentence, multiple. I get it, and I'm not confrontational, but the whole when I tell you to leave, leave thing, and we're both the young, spry 15, 16 years old, don't even know what taxes are yet, I'm putting my hands on you violently, because nigga, who are you? Are you out of your mind? And I mean, that question's already been answered, but it was just solidified even more when in front of everyone he started to try and give himself a lineup, which obviously didn't turn out well at all. The shit looks like a heartbeat monitor. But if we look at his multicolored eyes, they're that of a reptilian, so that must be it. I know I joke about like Olive being from outer space, Aomine being a wizard, but this nigga may deadass be like a lizard or something, because these aren't human pupils. Maybe a vampire, and he has some vampiric curse on him to where they have like they signed a deal with him or something. There must be, and that might be why the generation of miracles was as good as they were and as non-human as they were. Nigga, Akashi is like the king of curses when it comes to basketball, but lending them power like how you watched it in Bleach, in exchange for their allegiance and in exchange for their souls. This is probably the biggest twist in the show so far, because if you notice, from all the other players we've seen, no one else in the way that they move does it like the way these guys do. Even with the Uncrowned Kings, their basketball skills still seem earthly, especially our boy Jokic. He's an all-around stud, but there isn't anything unusual about his play. There is something unusual about Aomine doing a backflip and then the ball just going in. There is something unusual about Olive shooting shit from 200 feet out. There is something unusual about Kisei having the Sharingan. It's the work of the devil. Akashi. I mean, shit, man. That's why he's having these meetings like this, and that's why they don't hesitate to go and see him, because they have to. It's scary shit. But my fault, I went on a tangent about Akashi. It's game time. We'll come back to him when the time is right. We've got to take down his soldiers first and free them of their curse. And everyone was popping out for this game. That slimy ass team we beat from our last game, they pulled up to this. Mamovich's pops pulled up, dripped head to toe. Good golly, look at this nigga. He's a tweaker, but he sure can dress. I love this combo. The white on white with the red undershirt, gold necklace with the gold frame shade with the red lens. Oh, Unk still got it. But it turns out that his old teammates were the coach of Shutoku and the coach of Aomine Academy. What's up, gangster? Man, fuck you smiling at, nigga. Ain't nothing to be happy about. I'm just happy to be hooping, brother. Ain't nothing more to it. Nigga, stop acting all mature. I mean, number one, we definitely won't lose this time. And number two, I hope you told my girl to bring her belongings on the team bus because she's coming home with me tonight. Nigga, I've been telling you could have her. She's the one that follows me around. Stop playing. I apologize for last game. I came at you a bit more hostile last time, my evil twin. But this time around, let's all have a good game. I appreciate that, twin. Best of luck to you. He's trying to act all like a real captain now, huh? Interesting. And no one else seems nervous? This could be a good-ass game. The game between Seirin High and Almine Academy will now begin. And that ball goes up, we get straight to it. Seirin's on the offensive. And right out the gates, Almine Academy is playing like this shit's a Game 7 championship on the line. It has us completely locked up. And as soon as Izuki threw that pass and we saw Sumima-sen get the steal, considering I don't think I've ever seen him do anything other than apologize, I could tell that these niggas have been in the lab. He goes for a pull-up from the elbow. He would get some contest on it. It's looking way off like it's about to hit an old woman in the stands. But lo and behold, Air Almine has already taken off, catches the lob and punches it home. And I mean, we never said this was going to be easy. We expected this. We saw what he did to us last time, so this isn't anything new. But what is new, and see, these are those supernatural abilities I was talking about. We've seen Kuroko'S redirection pass many times. It's been halted and patched to a degree. We've seen his vanishing drive, which you could boil down to, oh, that's just a quick first step, he's got him. But when I saw this nigga become an airbender, and he's assuming some sort of martial arts stance, with the camera panning and this ball floating in midair, due to the forces acting upon it right now as he is charging up a Rasengan. Nigga, I didn't know what type of basketball was about to be being played because we are dead ass 6 seconds into this game. And we're already seeing this madman spanking this ball with enough force to kill somebody and enough rotation to drill a hole into the core of the earth. And I mean, the way this was animated was fucking spectacular. He set that shit right through Almine's arm, straight to KB. He's airborne. Waka Waka was contesting him, but we already know how KB operates. Lobs that shit backwards to an airborne Kag.
Like I'm telling y'all, KB may be the most complete player on this team. It's ridiculous the shit he does on the court.
How exciting. It seems like my twin is evolving right in front of everyone's eyes. I'd love to dissect his brain piece by piece, just to understand what's going on in there and how he comes up with such interesting techniques.
That's what we're doing now, huh? I understand why our girl is so obsessed with you now. You're unpredictable, and it excites her. And it excites me too, because I'm ready to have some fun now, Tets.
I'd honestly be shocked if you thought I haven't been in the lab, brother. This is just the beginning, punk. And straight off Kuroko'S attempted murder, the Academy retaliates with a soft midi and a Sumima-sen 3. I don't know what type of shit he's on today, but them retaliating like this was just showing that Kuroko'S inhumane ass pass didn't phase them one bit. And I thought Kag was about to make a statement when he got the ball out here on the wing, about to call an ISO on the maestro just to set the tone. But what ended up happening is that they were both running simulations in their head, playing through all the potential outcomes and routes Kag could go with this, to where he then came to the decision that he wasn't warmed up yet and that any sort of craftiness he tried to showcase right now just wouldn't result in anything positive for them and probably result in a turnover. So he passes the shit back out and folks are calling him scared.
Man, that number 10 on Seirin is such a bitch. One-on-one with Almine, I really thought he was going to put something on him. And he just passed it right out. I mean, put me on that court, and I'm at least attempting something. Now, I agree with you, man. I think Coach should bench him. Why'd he run away from competition? Does he not know this is the Winter Cup? Like, he's got to lock in.
Olive, listen to those boys on their mouth. They haven't touched a basketball in their damn life. At least you get it, my brother in arms. To a scrub, it may seem like Kagami ran away in battle, but he's low-genuinely just preparing himself for what's to come. This game's a marathon, not a sprint. He can't be pulling all of his tricks out the bag 2 minutes into quarter one. He's got to ease his way into it and trust in his teammates. There's no point in potentially making a fool of himself right now and risking the already fragile momentum of his team at the moment.
Kisei, I know I always get on you for focusing too much on women and not on basketball, but please tell me you see that black beautiful queen sitting over there in section 8. Do you think if I made my way over there, she would mess with a 5'7" brother like myself? Like, how should I approach her? What should I say? I'm at a loss for words, my boy, because this is new territory that even I'm not familiar with. And even I can see from this far away, I don't know if you could handle all of that. She may make you go extinct. And that's why I was telling your hungry ass that Doritos are always going to be the better buy than the Lay's, because I feel like you just get more bang for your buck and more flavor. You're the one that's eating snacks all the time. You should know this. Like, I just don't.
Good shit, Kagami. I'm passing the ball back out. Because if and when he stole that shit from you, it wouldn't have been funny. Like, we all know that one-on-one situation, that's not the most ideal for. I'm not hating, I'm just being real.
I mean, no need to get on Kagami, but I guess I agree a bit. But nonetheless, what should we do then?
Every time Kuroko uses his new pass, it takes about 1.5 years off his life.
Where the hell is he pulling those numbers from? I don't even know that shit myself. What the fuck?
He's a very flimsy human being. Before he even did this pass, he may have only been living till he was like 30. You know, so we've got to use this shit very sparingly.
Man, I mean, if y'all insist, if you're gonna beg on your knees and force me into this corner, I'll just start by scoring one from 50 feet out. It's no biggie. It really isn't. I don't know if y'all remember, but the Sports Illustrated shit said I'm like the second coming of Midorima anyway, with how similar our shooting is. So I mean, Izuki, just give me the ball and I'll handle the shit. They're playing really heavy on the inside right now, so just pass me it on the outside. I'll get the shit drenched a little bit, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, babe, you got that. We're trusting you.
And Hugo wasn't lying at all when he said that Sports Illustrated bar, because he gets the ball, keep in mind, hasn't dribbled yet. When I first saw this, I thought his feet were planted together and that the nigga started just levitating backwards on some Almine shit from our last meeting with him. But after watching it again, I think it was just 1 foot. Either way, he did a step back without dribbling, so the referee must have been looking away or something, because he damn near walked to the corner store with how much space he created between him and Samima. Green bean casserole. And look at him hit his emote again on Mushroom Boy. That's just what Hugo does. And they were saying that when he cracks his neck, he's basically the second coming of Curry and the equivalent to like Hoodie Mello, neck crack Hugo. So that's just what he starts doing. On the next play, he gets the ball again, steps back about 4 feet, looking like 2017 Harden with that thing. It's just automatic. And what I didn't know is that Sumima-san really takes pride in his stroke. Out of everything he'll apologize for, he will never apologize for his flick, because he just knows how good that shit is. Because he attacks right back with a nonsensically quick release right into Hugo's esophagus. You know you're not the only shooter on this court, right, gangster? That's how a real nigga shoot. Almine gave me the pass for moments like this. That's how you stroke it. That's how you get down. Not that lucky ass shit that you're putting up over there on the other side of the court. You know I'm the better shooter, nigga. You glasses wearing fuck. Nigga probably can't even shoot normally, so you need to try and cheat to win to make your vision better. Shit, sorry as hell. Doctor's been saying I needed glasses for the last 10 years. I never put them on and I'm still 70% from the 3-point line, bitch. I dare you to try that again. Izuki, you pass me that damn ball for the rest of the quarter, you hear me? And I'ma tell Mushroom Boy exactly where I'm gonna be shooting it in his fucking mouth every time, just so he has time to prepare for the inevitable onslaught. And an onslaught that was on both sides of the court though. These niggas started going squirt for squirt, and it was like when Tim Hardaway Jr. was going up against Dion Waiters in that Rising Stars game. But Seirin's down 3 going into the second, so they try to make a statement to end the quarter strong. KB gives an outlet down to Kuroko. We see Kagami trailing behind him, vanishing drives. Waka Waka comes up to play help defense, has eyes in the back of his head. Here comes Hyuga again, busting to end the quarter. Somehow we're keeping up. Good shit, y'all boys. But Kuroko, maybe you should sit out for a little bit, no? Nah, straight Kag, what do you think I am, a bitch? I can go a little bit more. Coach, as soon as the second quarter starts, let me use my vanishing drive. We're tied, but we're barely keeping up. I know it's risky. I know I could drop at any moment, but we've got to keep this momentum, and we've got to come out swinging.
It would make a good preemptive strike, but I don't know, Kuroko. We already have the medical team on standby, just in case. Don't you think we should wait till a later time? And if we use it too much, they might even figure out the trick, so not only do we lose you, but we may lose the game. We have to use it carefully.
Fine, do it. It's better than waiting for their move. And I've already went over this with you guys. For me, it's either basketball or death. Basketball is my life. And if one of my players sees that the same way and is willing to put his life on the line for this team to advance, I'll cover the funeral expenses. That's how important this is, guys. Some people may be like, this is just high school basketball, but it's not just that. Alright? The important thing is to stay one step ahead. And remember, we have a couple more trump cards that if we need to pull out, then we will. The vanishing drive may put Kuroko's life in jeopardy, yes. Same thing with the pass. He's a short guy. I'm sure he's projected to live a long, healthy life, pushing 95, maybe even 100. So we have multiple uses. The real one that may do him in is that forbidden technique that we practiced. So we might as well take advantage of this now while the conditions are right.
And yeah, so that's what they end up doing. And the way that they talk about Kuroko playing basketball makes me think he shouldn't be participating in any sports at all, because they really treat this shit like how they talk about Luffy going gear 2 and whatever, how it's killing him slowly. It makes me think maybe this is not for him. But he seems to prove me wrong every time. We see Kuroko get put in an ISO situation with Almine, and I'm just hoping for this nigga to get exposed. Big Money K doesn't even give him a chance to finish his sentence. He's gone. Look at the speed on this nigga. And I'm like, yes, until Almine jumps backward. It looks like he's about to rob him, which is completely fine.
I didn't not expect this because this is the miracle that we're dealing with.
But he didn't just do this off of knowing what Kuroko was going to do. He did this by making this a whole lot more complicated, to where instead of looking at Kuroko, he felt like he had to close his eyes and not look at Kagami. and just sense Kuroko'S presence via observational haki and rob this nigga with his eyes closed. So this is that maestro magic at work again.
And it's like, seeing this, you're telling me if I was the assistant coach or even the head coach of Seirin, it'd be wrong of me to bring a military grade weapons arsenal to the game just to combat this nigga? Like, this is supposed to be fair. If he's allowed to use magic and witchcraft, let me use nuclear bombs. That's all I ask. That's
because what type of ball are we playing?
It's like, if you have dudes opening their third eye on the court, this is no longer hoops. Call the game and send that nigga to the sanctum sanctorum, because there's an incursion he has to deal with.
And then he takes it down to the other end, dunks it, starts talking his shit, and has Kuroko, understandably so, petrified. And Kuroko feels backed into a corner and decides to put more of his life force on the line. And Mamovich could see that he's distraught right now, but it's too late. Right off the inbound, he goes for another ignite past Kai and sends it with even more force and more rotation this time. But just like Maharaga, Aomine already adapted to it, looking like fucking Pain doing an almighty push to block an attack. And Kuroko shouldn't have done that at all, because this activates the nigga that we were seeing in the last matchup, because he gives that ball a quick dribble up, has Izuki looking like a lost child, Kagami's airborne ready for the block, and here comes the formless fuckery again. What is this? What is this? He bowled this shit into the fucking rim. What even is that? As league commissioner, then if I'm seeing stuff like this,
I would have had to launch an investigation with the help of the CIA and the SWAT team though. Not in my league. After this, I would have started implementing new rules too, like the Aomine clause, where if you pull some bullshit like this in the game, you get killed. I sent the SWAT team to your house personally and you're off this planet. Because this just isn't gonna fly in a league run by me. We just want good competitive fundamental hoops. None of this rigmarole. But that aside, Aomine Academy then goes on a run.
And it's looking rough, so then we sub Kuroko out. And Aomine got in this man's head so bad that he started crying real tears on the bench. That's the type of goblin we're dealing with right now. So that obviously turns Kagami up a bit, to where now he's going in there with the mindset of, since Kuroko was always saving him and being there for him, now he's going to do the same for Kuroko. Here we get back in the game, Big Red top of the key. And Kag is still being very passive. While it's not a bad thing and he's facilitating a little bit,
he's doing what's necessary to have this team win right now. Gives it to KB.
Fakes the handoff to Izuki with the half spin and leaves Waka looking like an idiot. Easy lay. And this is where shit started getting serious, because on the other side of the ball, Aomine was at the top. Kag was defending him in sort of a very loose but still wide stance at the same time. We see the maestro queuing up something vicious. Kag goes for the reach.
The miracle swings it behind his back, and now I'm under the assumption that both of Kagami's patellas are about to pop out of their sockets right onto the hardwood, because I thought he had that man leaning big time.
But then this is where Kag's next nickname was born. Kagami the Dilemma. Taiga, because we get sent to a flashback with Riko and her freaked out father, and he says that Kagami's dilemma is the fact that he relies on Kuroko too much, and once he is able to overcome that mental hurdle, that's when he's gonna really excel and blossom. And we saw a glimpse of that here, because for the first time against the maestro, he was able to recover and spank his shit sideways from behind. The crowd was electric. I was ecstatic because it was looking like we were about to have, for the first time, an Aomine duel with someone that's on somewhat of an equal playing field as him. And this is why I was saying I don't think the refs exist this game. Anything goes, because Aomine gets turned up a little bit their next offensive possession. Kag was still latched onto that nigga, but then the ankle assassin bounces the ball through his legs, looking like he gave somewhat of an alley-oop to Waka Waka. So of course he jumps in the air, and this is that superhuman athletic ability in action again, because keep in mind, Aomine is still at the top of the key as Waka Waka is ascending in his jump, but somehow he is able to then run from there and get to Waka's position before he even gets his hand on the ball, self-pass it to himself, and instead of just slamming it on his teammate's head, which would have been slightly unnecessary but more ideal given the angle he was coming at, he decides to snatch the shit out of the air and throw the shit backwards, and it somehow goes in. So not only is this nigga so good that he's doing his formless fuckery backward shots that we already saw him doing in the first game, this is nothing new, but he is so good that he is able to warp reality and bend the rules of basketball himself, to where for this play and this play alone, a self-pass was a legal maneuver, just because he was the one doing it. It comes a point where the moves that these niggas are doing are so ridiculous, I don't even get excited anymore, I just get angry. And see, this is why I love the dilemma though, because he doesn't waver and he doesn't break in the face of these game sliders that this wizard has on. He just retaliates back and gets it done in whichever way he can, because he gets a screen set on him. He's going right. We see Aomine teleport behind the screen to get back on him again. And this is how I know Kag has really been in the lab. He has never had a midi or three from the day this show started. He could put it up. He was probably shooting about 25% from there. But him with Aomine on him, snatching that shit back and using the screen to his advantage to then fade that shit in his mouth, I genuinely cannot believe this time that it is butter. We were looking at a completely new player. This nigga was composed and patient, and I feel like that's the one thing you need if you're going up against a player like Aomine. And after that, the atmosphere completely changed, where Aomine is going for his fadeaway of doom, basically one of his most unblockable shots. Yeah, we see Kag close out on him and actually spank that shit to the dirt, leaving the crowd shocked and leaving Olive asking this outrageous question in his head: is Kagami better than Aomine? So once that question was on the floor, this is when we were gonna really start hooping.
You hoopers only hoop at certain points of the year. This is not one of them. This is a battle between titans and y'all are the spectators. Seek shelter. We going from foreplay to for real. From bumping and grinding to full-on penetration. The maestro starts spamming the dilemma with like 5 jabs.
He goes for the cross blow by. Kag is still on him though. And for the first time in his life, Aomine isn't getting away with his crime anymore,
which leads him to clank it, and then Kag gets that rebound over Waka like a grown man.
Straight back on offense, 4 seconds left in the quarter. 2 points behind, past the Kag, top of the key, Aomine on him. He takes off from God knows where. I don't know where he's at, but he's elevating. I'm thinking he's going for nuts in Aomine's mouth from the 3-point line. That I was getting a bit too excited, but instead of that, he goes for Aomine's patented formless fuckery. Working. Now, granted, he missed it, but just him having that confidence in a pivotal game like this, that's all we need. And then it's halftime. What are you doing out here, yo? Put on your jacket. You'll get cold, bruh. And come back inside. The second half starting soon. My fault, man. I'll be there soon. What's up with you? What are you thinking about? Because I don't know if you're taking notice, but brother, I'm hooping like I'm possessed out there. I don't know what's going on, and you don't even seem excited about it. Kag, you know you love basketball. I love basketball, and the thing is, like, I have this promise I made to Mo, my son, and the truth is, I just want to see it again. See what? I mean it. I want to see him play with a smile again, and just enjoy the game. Because he truly did love basketball, and it's like I don't intend to reject who he is now and condescend to him, but I just want to see that smile because I miss that fool. I miss that fool that I used to play with. Kuroko, and I love that about you, seriously. That heart you got. And I don't know if me beating down on him is going to make that smile come back, because I intend to hurt him. I'm gonna be real with you. He's not a friend of mine. Until that buzzer, we are enemies. To keep it frank, I don't want any smiles. And I'm gonna be real, I thought y'all were done. I thought me and you were the new thing in terms of like just being boys and stuff like that. But it seems like you still got a soft spot for him, which is straight. I'm not jealous or anything. Will this conversation make me play harder? I'm sure of it, but that doesn't mean I'm jealous though. I'm definitely gonna try and hurt him. That's besides the point. Listen, all I know is that in regards to that smile you're talking about, us losing this game isn't gonna change anything about that. So lock in and let's get this shit done. And we get this third quarter started with a Kuroko charge. And on the other side of the floor, Seirin has some phenomenal ball movement going on. Out to Kag, back to Kuroko, into KB, back to Kuroko, redirection to Hyuga, diarrhea. Niggas making it stinking here in a good way. But this is where the landscape of the game changes a bit, because then Aomine Academy switches evil Hyuga onto Kuroko. And we come to find out that his girl betrayed us in the worst way she possibly could by conjuring up a plan to just completely suppress and subdue her honey bear. You could see it on her face. She probably feels like she just killed someone. But both teams have to do what's necessary to win this game and take it home. And this is why Sonic shouldn't have been giving away his cards at the park that one night. You can't trust this type of girl, man. She is one of Japan's greatest basketball minds. Absolutely. Right up there with Mamovich, I'll give it to her. But that doesn't mean that she's a loyal girlfriend. And I'm not gonna only blame her too, it's on him. Like, he should have known how her mind works since they're so in love with each other. And she tells him that the way to stop it is just by looking at the person Kuroko's coordinating with. Look at their eyes, follow their tracking, and then they'll be able to keep up with him. So this is a whole ass chess game. And I don't know who evil Hyuga starts feeling like, because after he gets hyped that he had Kuroko on lockdown, he starts pulling his brother's types of shots. Just top of the key, butterball turkey. And then on the next Aomine Academy play, Kag gets the ball stolen from him, tries closing out on Aomine, nigga hits a 360 Razzmatazz dunk on his ass. And from that point on, everything's falling apart, and it seems like this is gonna be a repeat of that first game.
Until we see.
So the Academy thinks they have Seirin all figured out, and that they have completely squashed Kuroko's misdirection and have countered all of the cards that Seirin had at play. And when they think that Seirin's supposed to be losing spirit, they actually turn up a bit and they're like, no, you guys didn't make that move run out. We actually made it run out intentionally. And then this is where we see Kuroko blink across the screen. Izuki is in a ISO situation with Evil Hyuga top of the key. No one else in sights. Nigga hits a crossover, and in real time, this is not a joke, he disappears from existence altogether. He ceases to exist momentarily and somehow gets behind Evil Hugh for a sensational swish. So when I'm first seeing this, I'm reacting like this. What just happened?
What?
And I'm not knowing exactly what the fuck is going on, because I'm thinking that Kuroko distributed his powers like the Nine-Tailed Chakra Cloak, and now niggas are just gonna start teleported over. I just like I don't know what happened. This shot of Izuki being here in one frame and not existing in the next is the most insane thing that has happened in this show yet, because it didn't just look like this from Evil Hyuga's perspective. Niggas on the bench were wondering how the fuck he got behind. And come to find out that this is the final trump card of Kuroko at this very moment in time. The one that, while it is the riskiest, not only for the future of their organization, but for his life itself, if the conditions are right, it is the most lethal out of all of them. Because since everyone's attention on the team is now directed towards Kuroko, whatever move he makes, in that moment where it distracts the defender for that 1 second for them to take notice of him, since all their attention was already by default directed towards him, that's when his teammates can take advantage, get away from their defender, and make it look like they're also disappearing before everyone's eyes. And just seeing them add Kuroko, like dash it across the screen before every teleportation, and then having the sound effect is so, oh my gosh, it was so good. Like we see like Hyuga is dead ass driving forward in a straight line. Kuroko taps him on his shoulder or something and just runs right through Sumimasen.
For the easy, lay it down, oh lay it down, lay your head.
How did what?
And we pan over to Kuroko and he is gassed the fuck out. Just them being able to add something different to this nigga's moveset every time when you think he's done, it was so good. And you can see it on his face. He is like, he is so drained. But even then, he still gets Aomine with the shit when Kag's coming up full speed ahead. Kuroko comes in, love tap, then Kagami is somehow punching it before Aomine could even register.
Like they actually had the miracle looking like a human for once.
And while they have that momentum, Evil Hyuga, being the diabolical mastermind that he is, was like, I need to stop this before we go into the fourth. So he pulls this shit up from, honestly, all of Yagami range to end the third, and then it's high tide right at the buzzer. But now it's time to start the fourth quarter, and we go into it with the worst possible scenario about to take place. Aomine is starting to smirk, which for Kuroko, mentally I guess is a good thing, but for the future of our basketball program, this is very scary territory we're in. So scary that they had to put a filler episode in between this one and the next one just to prepare the audience for the second act of terrorism that we were potentially about to receive from this nigga. Because the maestro was coming into this shit full mana, popped his mana pots and everything, so the wizardry is going to be at an all-time high. Aomine started this quarter off with a simple layup, and that may not mean much to anyone, but the way I was taking this was, considering the fact that the type of basketball Aomine plays is comparable to that of like Gear 5, it's like some Toon Force shit that just doesn't even make sense, just some Looney Tunes ass basketball. I started fearing for Seirin because it's already tough when Aomine is playing his whimsical basketball. So when that man starts getting fundamental and starts playing by the rule book, brace yourself, because at that point I don't think there's any combat in him. But the dangers of the fundamental maestro aside, this nigga Hyuga hits another dagger. He is like 9 or 10 threes deep right now, 30 ball in these fools. That's how you do it, and now we're 7 behind, is what I would say if Aomine didn't just get the and one on the other side of the court. We know he's making the free throws. There's no reason to even be lining up for rebounds. And it's a little back and forth until Kuroko has the bright idea of not double teaming this monster, but triple teaming him. And to me, it's like, if you're gonna commit to that, just lock arms and really enclose that man in there and make that triangle tighter and tighter so he really has nowhere to go and he has to pass it out. But Kuroko had other plans, and he wanted to intentionally bait Aomine and had him breeze by Kag, pull up in Kagami Brown's grill while fading away to the right. Kuroko then orchestrated Kagami to pull back up on Aomine for the block from behind. He was going to try and get whimsical again, to where Kuroko, using his little to no presence, was going to sneak him from his undercarriage and try to get a contest off on the shot, even if it was just a little fingertip on it. And when the maestro tries doing his thing again with his wizardry, completely sideways on some omni movement shit, he clanks that shit so loud they could hear it in America. Tetsu, You bitch ass nigga, you did not just do that. Aomine, I love you, dog, seriously. You're one of my boys, but unfortunately for you moving forward, you're washed. That shit was lockup, buddy. And if you try that bullshit on me again, because that defensive effort was solely on me, I had no help defense on that. That was a one-on-one scenario with you. If you try that shit on me one more time, let's just say Aomine's ass is gonna be one of the crumble flavor cookies of the week. Because I'm gonna be on that shit, eating it up, and there's gonna be nothing you could do about it. Seirin will win this game. That's the type of shit you think you're on, Tetsu. You damn idiot. The only ass that's getting eaten, I'm not even gonna say it. You know what? I'ma just let my shit speak for itself, bruh. And it's just back and forth. We're 6 points behind. Sumima-sen's getting overwhelmed. And I mean, Hyuga's like 10 for 10 from the line, so I don't blame him. But he tries closing out on Hyuga, and he starts selling for his team and fouls him from the 3-point line. And I'm gonna be real, that looked like a flagrant one to me. I think we should get him out of this damn game. But we know Hyuga's making those, so I wasn't worried about that. But what I was worried about when I saw Aomine here breathing heavily, looking very ominous, and come to find out it's unfortunately started. Aomine Daiki, aka the Ankle Assassin, aka the Melanated Maestro, aka our worst nightmare, has entered the zone. And we can see that when he gets the ball after those free throws, he catches it, and within the blink of an eye, he is taking a wide open left-hand layup. And from that point on, it looked hopeless. I'm not gonna lie to you. That man may as well have been the basketball itself, because wherever the ball was, he was gonna be right there as well. Robs our team. Izuki and Kag try pulling a double team on him. He has passed both of them before they could even take their next step. But the next play down again, from 3, I don't even know where he was. As soon as the ball leaves his hand, its trajectory is the rim. That's all that mattered here, and we needed to figure out a way to stop it, because it was getting ugly.
It's not only Aomine versus us at this point, it's clear the refs are in on this too, because typically when there's unnecessary violence going on the court, they'll eject and possibly suspend the players who are the catalysts to said violence. So I mean, it's clear that we're all on our own right now.
But again, this is why Big Red is that nigga, and this is why he is gonna one day be MVP of our league. Because even after seeing this danger to our planet operate in the way he just did, as we're on the bench, the dilemma goes, Cap, I need a favor. Big one, actually. Let me go one-on-one with Aomine. ISO. One-on-one? When 3 of you guys were on him, you couldn't stop him. Kagami, you're putting your life in danger. Do you have a plan? Are you gonna play dirty? Get ejected? Just snap his neck? Like, how do you even stop that? No, I don't have a plan. I have no intention of beating the Generation of Miracles alone right now. And if it would help the team win in this very moment, I'd happily be benched, actually. But with him specifically, I need to face him alone. He exposed my ass last game. When I fell to my ass after he snatched my shit, I already had a shit turtle in, so the impact from the ground made that queued up shit leak out of my ass a little bit, and I had to change my drawers in between quarters. Do you know how embarrassing that is for me? Luckily no one noticed, but I wouldn't even care if they did, because I'm the one that knew that happened. Aomine made me shit my pants on the court, and that shit was already turtling because of how scared I was of him in that moment. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Kag, I get what you're saying. And just like you went number 2 on the court, you got 2 minutes. You're the ace. Do what you gotta do. And in the meantime, we'll go at them with everything we got. Kag, this is on you. Remember what I said earlier. I want to be drinking a cup of this man's blood by the end of the game. Hurt him, and let's do this shit. Then we get back to it. Kag's in that ISO, and just off a little jab, he's biting to everything Aomine is doing, which I mean, I get. It's a scary position he's in. And Aomine jabs, teleports to the left, silky smooth finger roll on KB. This is what I'm saying. You know Aomine's in the zone when he starts playing fundamental. And on the other side of the court, the ball's about to go out. Kuroko puts the last of the life he's got in his little frame out on the line and launches himself into the wall. And you love seeing that type of hustle. Back to Hyuga, easy KB lay.
Almost instantaneous attempted murder again on the other side of the court with Aomine in this triple threat position that's giving Kagami eternal damnation. Because any move he makes, you not only have to be ready for him to go left or right, the nigga can go up, down, tap into the 4th dimension. Like, as a defender, you deadass have to be ready for anything.
And you think it's looking bleak until Kag had a memory of Kuroko crying on the bench earlier that game, remembering how much heart he was given. And it was in that moment where the dilemma actually became a dilemma, because this nigga was now in the zone. And now that these two were playing basketball at the highest possible level that they could, I didn't know what to expect. But it was one of the most beautiful displays of hoops I think I could confidently say I've ever seen in my life. Kagami has the ball top of the key on the offensive end. Dude, I'm about to start crying. Tween, cross, I'm going left. No, I'm right. Half spin, I'm spinning off you, nigga. I'm gone left. Where are you going? Tween, behind the back, suck a sack. Just dancing, tangoing, nigga. And it's like with the shit he's hit, he's kind of hitting what Aomine was hitting on in the first game. So you think he's getting past, but Aomine is right there on him. And the animation with this too was like, all in one motion. It was just so smooth, so that we see him driving past full speed, goes airborne, peak the altitude. Oh my goodness. But then Aomine comes for the block, and that ball gets sent out to Samima. And once he caught that, he knew his life was in danger, so he passed that shit back immediately. He's hitting an absolutely egregious dribble combo on Kag. Tries getting it past him and throwing it in. The dilemma saw right through it and sent it to the stands. Oh my goodness. It was done so well, and it was basically just a battle of attrition who would stay in the zone the longest and eventually get a step ahead on the other person. And on this next play, you see the dilemma about to cause another scene. Tween cross. Brother, where are you going? Your weakness is showing. Left the maestro stunned. Drives in, pulls up for a midi. This nigga is doing the unthinkable right now. I don't know what type of ritual he performed in America, but it's paying off. And then on the next play, circling back to that shit that Kagami was talking about, he had turtle in last game. Aomine is getting frantic, throws up a prayer. Kag swats his shit all the way to the other side of the court, and lo and behold, leaves that nigga Aomine on his ass in the same way, where he was able to get the easy lay. Oh. And I really want to emphasize for a second, look at the distance Kagami had to cover to get this block off here, to halt this madman. And look at the elevation Aomine already has, as he is charging up this fastball to the hoop. The fact that Kagami was still able to not only get a hand on this ball, but get his full palm on it, and send that nonsense to the next country over. Kagami is not the best high school player in Japan. He is the best high school player in the world. No debate. I don't care what Akashi and his goons bring. I don't. I don't care about Barney and friends. They don't have the pure talent and raw athletic ability that Kagami has. All he needed to do was tap into it. None of those other players are giving Aomine a life sentence like Kagami is doing right now. And that is factual. I don't care what I haven't seen yet. Let's carry on. 97-98, 29 seconds to go. So I'm sitting here at this moment because I was reacting to this shit. I watched like 4 episodes back to back, standing up, jumping up and down like a damn idiot. Considering that overtime rules are now in effect, I'm thinking that the worst is gonna, like, that we're going into overtime and it's gonna be a whole second round of just high octane basketball. And I didn't know if I could take it anymore at this point.
And coach was getting ready to sub Aomine out. Aomine threatened his life, so then coach thought it would be a good time to reconsider and just leave him in there. And the Miracle has a smile on his face brighter than ever before, but his zone is also fading. And because it's faded,
no more fundamentals, a lot more whimsical. And we're back to his formless fuckery. He drives it down full speed ahead, not even directing himself towards the rim, but directing himself towards the damn wall. Jumps out of bounds, hits a 360 over the backboard shaboing boing on Seirin's head top for no reason at all. Their season on the line, by the way, and he's doing shit like this. So I'm thinking we either need a 3
or an and one from the basketball gods.
It's one or the other. Kuroko'S got it at the top. On their side, passes it to Hyuga. Sumima-sen has him under lock. He can't even hit his patented step back, nothing. Kuroko tries hitting another misdirection overflow. It doesn't work because Sumima-sen is locked in on his target. So I'm seeing Kuroko wide open. I'm saying, fuck it. Hyuga pass him that damn ball. Kuroko dagger from deep, nigga. That's our only hope at this point. Till Kag calls for the rock. He gets it, half spin off Aomine. He's gone out of here. Airborne about to punch it. He meets him at the rim. I'm like, we've been here before. This is the time to just send it through and just snap this man's hand off his body. It's time for the dilemma to cause a medical emergency. And could he have punched this on his scalp? He very well could have. But Kagami has matured and grown as a player. So instead of going that selfish route, Amazon drop off to our main man, Reliable. Because in the same way where Kagami needed redemption for last game, KB needed redemption for that missed free throw at the last game. So it was time. And he hits that pump fake. Of course Waka's gonna bite on this shit. And he's soaring through the sky at airplane altitude level right now. KB jumps into him, gets the contact, hoists it up, and we're at the free throw line. Guys, we know what they're going to do. He's going to clank the hell out of that damn ball, and they're going to go up for the 2. I can assure you they will not be going to make this free throw. We got to be ready for it. Then off the miss, we get the rebound, preferably Kagami, and just cause catastrophe on that rim one last time for the game. That's the only way we're going to win this thing, guys. We've given this everything we got. For us to come all this way and lose? Nah, not possible. On my relationship plus Kuroko'S life, we're not gonna let that happen. There's a lot riding on this. We lose this game, I break up with the coach as soon as that clock strikes 0. I promise you. Because I'm not even worthy of being her boyfriend if we lose this game after coming this far. And Kuroko, I was just in the moment. I really shouldn't even have put your life on the line like that, but it just makes us fight harder. I just know we cannot make this free throw because in overtime we are getting at least 20 balled. And with Kiyoshi shooting this ball, it's gonna be me and Kag going for the rebound. So Kiyoshi, please, God, I'm begging actually, please, try and aim that trajectory towards Kagami. Because if that ball goes towards me, you better start calling up your doctor for that surgery. Because our season's over, brother. So please send that shit. Please send that ball to him. This is not a laughing matter. I'm surprised that we even got to this point. Y'all, seriously, so Kagami, if anyone has the chance to do this, it's you. All right, guys, let's go. A battle for the rebound. Let's make it happen. He assumes formation, and then that ball is up. As soon as the ball hits the rim, everyone starts levitating. No bend of the knee, just upward. Look who did it the best, Kag. And look at this extension. Oh my goodness. Look at this extension. And he took my advice from last time, because remember, he got the re on that last free throw, went down to the ground and went back up with it. He jumped up, full extension here, in motion. And instead of taking it down and jumping back up, he goes straight for the punch home. But guess who's there to contest again? The maestro, who does send his shit packing. I'm just as shocked as everyone else. I'm thinking this game's over. I'm like, there's no possible way. But guess who's waiting on the other side of the court? K-Money giving this shit his all. Look at this expression on his face. I don't even think he's here with us anymore. His body's on autopilot. This is pure instinct. I know as soon as he gets his hand on that ball, he's assuming position and slinging this shit right back, which is exactly what he did. Sends that shit Mach 5 to Kag. Full court alley-oop on some D-Wade and LeBron stuff. Picture perfect pass. Kagami is extending with the left. He's right-handed, keep in mind. He is a right-handed player. Everyone's cheering. I'm crying tears. I'm so tired at this point, nigga. I just want us to take home the gold one time, bruh.
But we got a treasure even greater than gold. Where we saw Cog staring down Almine mid-dunk, and then we looked in that sucker's eyes and we saw fear. We looked in that nigga's eyes and we saw terror, nigga. That's what I wanted to see. K-10 was up there with Almine. He said to him personally that you may be the miracle, but bitch, I'm the second one. He pressed that shit. Game time. Fuck out of here, nigga.
And then just seeing him raise his fist. This was similar to when Isagi scored the goal. I was about to scream. Like, when I was watching it, my brother called me. I had to go move my car. If I watched this in one whole motion, I would have probably started screaming. The fist in the air. Oh my gosh. What a game, man. What a game. We panned to Almine, and we could see that his eyes have gotten like a bit gentler. Like, he's always had a very sharp look in his eyes, but now he seems very relaxed. Almost like a weight's been lifted off his shoulders. Because while he was winning, that winning and his skill was a curse. And now he's been freed from Akashi's chains, which was a beautiful thing to see. And an even more beautiful thing to see was when Kuroko fainted and Kagami catches him. They pull up to Almine, and he was trying to give him a fist bump and stuff. I was about to cry at that too. That was just great camaraderie and just great sportsmanship. Man, why you pouting, bruh? This shit's just getting started, brother. Let's run that shit back soon. Alright? Alright, bro, whatever you say. Almine-kun, remember how you told me my basketball couldn't win? Well, take a look around, nigga. You're right, Tetsu. You win. You got me. Could I ask you for a favor, though? I've been hanging for about a year now. Can you please reciprocate my fist bump? Man, that shit doesn't matter. What are you talking about, bruh? No, it does, though. Try putting yourself in my shoes. After being ignored, me always being overlooked on the team, the co-boyfriending that we're doing with our girl, like, there's just a lot. I mean, I just would appreciate this. Fine, bruh. This is the last time, though, because next time I'll win. We'll see about that. Hey, yo, where's Kuroko at? Now that you mention it, where's that freak? What up, Nick? Don't give me that what up, Nick. And don't act like we're all buddy-buddy either. Why'd you call me out here all of a sudden? I got somewhere to be with your girl. Or should I say our girl? Stack with you, right? Teach me how to stroke it, please. Man, what? I want to be able to light fools up from anywhere on the court to where people start calling me shit like Kuroko. Like Kuroko mixed with stroke. I've got it all planned out, but I need you in order to make this happen. Wait, coach, you're saying that he went to have Almine teach him to shoot? Like the same Almine that we just made a fool of on the national stage? That's the guy we're talking about? As far as I know, coach, no one can stroke it like him. I mean, there's obviously Midoriya, but he's an op at the moment. As far as he knows, we've got Hugo on our team. Why didn't he just ask him? Babe, excuse their glaze. But I mean, even if he does teach him, can he really learn anything in a couple of days? I mean, I feel like if we told him to shoot a ball into the ocean, he'd still somehow find a way to miss.
It's not a couple of days, Pumpkin. He's been practicing with my dad since after the prelims.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't learn how to shoot, then his vanishing drive will eventually lose its youthfulness.
Huh? Why is that?
See, sometimes I don't even know how you made it on this team, because if you're a real hooper, you know this shit's obvious. With Kuroko'S vanishing drive, he could penetrate the D with ease and have them look looking back at him wondering what the hell just happened. And when that happens, usually someone comes up to apply pressure on him, giving him a wide open pass, usually to me, where now I'm airborne and stuff it down someone's throat. That's how it's worked up until now, and it's worked fairly successfully. But in the situation where they start picking up on these little behaviors and decide to stay back and not step up on him and test his gangster from the midi, he has to be ready to pull it. And with how Kuroko's shooting skills have been thus far, if he was thrusted into that situation without any practice, he may try shooting it and it somehow ends up in their basket. So it's good that he's getting in the lab.
Things are only going to get harder from here, guys. We know this. And Kuroko needs to improve his shooting for future wars. And I'm certain that by now, with all the practice he's gotten from my dad and from the tutelage of Almine, I'm almost certain that he's almost as good of a shooter as my honey bear by now.
So season 2 is coming to a close, and it's been a very intense emotional journey from all of Yagami's cosmic shooting to this shitty booty teams, I don't even remember their names, but to their attempted murder on Kagami Brown, to then Almine and Kag's generational 1v1. We're now here to the man and to the team that we've been anticipating all season, Mitsubishi, aka Barney, aka Snackeel O'Neal. You know how he snacks? I've had that one in the vault since the first video of season 2, and I've been waiting to bring it out. But him and his purple nurples versus our Seirin basketball team.
And I'd say the episode after the Almine cleansing
Starts off more electric than ever when we're at Kag's residence, where we see that he's living luxurious. Glass coffee table, balcony with a view of the skyline, wooden floorboards. This guy comes from royalty, clearly. Brought the guys over to celebrate their win, do whatever. And what better way to celebrate other than Mamovich's radioactive, contaminated cooking? So she brings out her crock pot of ass, and for the first time in the series, what she whipped up is looking semi-normal. All right, here goes nothing. I mean, thanks for the food. Pause on that, my brother. Kuroko, you try a bite first, man. You know the rules. Main characters eat first. You gotta be lying if I said I liked your tone right now. But I mean, more from me, I guess. I'm a bit hungry. Thanks for the food, coach. What the shit? Coach, why the fuck's there an unpeeled nana in my shit right now?
It was in the grocery bag, so I put them in there.
Babe, the bananas were for dessert. And how'd you manage to put the whole thing in there unpeeled?
Don't even worry about it. The rest seems to be straight. You can just eat around the bananas. I know you probably used to eat around your veggies as a kid given your body comp right now. So this ain't nothing new to you. All right, coach, what the hell is going on? Why are there berries in my shit?
Because the berries were in the bag.
So if there was shit in the bag, we'd be eating feces? Wait a damn minute, yo. This might actually be fire.
Yeah, no, this fruitiness kind of works a little. Yeah, it's kind of working. I don't know why. Because there is not one situation I'd eat an unpeeled kiwi and be enjoying it, so something's got to be up. Let me see. But what Mamovich didn't explain to them is that the food had a damage over time effect rather than an instant burst of it. So within about 10 minutes time, everyone was unconscious, including Mamovich herself, and then Kag was the last one to drop. And as these seasons and episodes progress, not only is just the animation and the games, obviously, like, everything about the show is getting better, but the comedy too. I found myself laughing more and more frequently whenever we get moments like this. But we all wake up and, believe it or not, get to maybe one of, if not the most important moments and character introductions in the series, when our brother here is looking for the bathroom, to where he stumbles upon this room, takes off the blanket, and then we see it doesn't get better than this, y'all. We see that Kag is not only a dog on the court, but he's a dog in every other facet of life. Call that nigga Dogamy. Cause you mean to tell me he brought over the Mandem with Mamovich so they could eat dinner, and he decided not to inform anyone that not only was he just having dinner, but dessert as well. Cause she comes out in the striped Victoria's Secrets as well as the tank top, the messy bedhead, glasses on the face. So she's already in one of the top 3 outfits I feel like a girl could wear. So when I see her walk out of the room in this, I'm already out of my chair standing on my ceiling upside down, defying the laws of gravity. But hearing her pop the American accent, run at the screen as if she was coming to kiss up, I puckered, I did, I'm not gonna lie. We see her speed blitz Kagami, damn near FTL, and put her tall blonde WNBA lips on him. So obviously, understandably so, I'm thinking this is his shorty, but come to find out it's his mentor, who had GOAT potential in the WNBA, but had like a Greg Oden type of career where injuries and medical issues hindered her growth. So Kagami tells her to put on her Levi's, and she was killing it in those things too. Don't get it twisted, it doesn't matter. Mamovich is asking her questions, and Alex is freaked the fuck out, I'm gonna be honest, because she looks Mamovich dead in her face, puts her arm around her and says, Japanese girls are so cute, and starts going crazy on her too. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And Kagami's like, watch out, she's got a kissing bug. So now here I am as the watcher, having studied entomology in college for 4 years, have a degree in it and everything, and I'm trying to go far with it. I'm like, where the hell is this bug? How do I get involved with this thing ASAP? But then after that, she decides to double down on her freak. And I would say this is another level. I'd say this went from freak to illegal. She says, I only kiss girls and children. So I'm like, I don't condone. All right, I don't condone. But I mean, I'm not a girl. You know, I gotta get my kids somewhere, you know. But no, seriously, I don't know what type of shit she's on. I don't know if this is supposed to be making fun of Americans or something. Nonetheless, aside from that quote, she's the best character of the show. Let's carry on. We learned that she's actually been not only Kagami's, but his #1 ops, aka his ex-brother's mentor as well. So I was interested to see how this dynamic was about to blossom between the two of them as they're coming up to this matchup. They take her to go see an authentic Japanese game of basketball. And keep in mind, she comes from the States. She knows NBA and WNBA competition, so she left this arena after watching Olive stroke it, petrified for the outcome of Big Red and his up-and-coming game against Yosin and any other generation ofs. So she takes him away from the team to go and teach him a couple more tricks, and then this is where Kuroko decides to go and ask the maestro to teach him the ways of his formless fuckery. And this is what I've been wanting since the jump. Ever since we saw Kuroko miss that layup in, I think, episode 2. He's been needing some sort of offensive arsenal, even if that shit was a free throw. He needed something, because with how much of a threat Kuroko's passing game is, with him being any sort of threat on offense, it changes the whole landscape of the game, and we'll come to see that soon. And you could really tell that they lifted the Akashi curse off this nigga, because Aomine and Kuroko were sharing a moment, and he was giving Kuroko head pats and everything, talking about how he loved the sport and how K-Money's motivating him to play in this moment and everything. So it's clear Akashi had this man's brain all fucked up. Next day comes around, early morning, rise and shine. We see Kag head into the kitchen, and the Grey Victoria Cheekster matching set. I mean, it doesn't really get better than that. Let's carry on. So now it's time to hoop. And the thing is, we don't go up against your snack heel and all of his snacks yet, because there's a couple teams in the way that we have to take care of beforehand, and we take care of them very swiftly. But the team right after the Aomine victory were kind of getting the lead on us a little bit, because we were getting comfortable and complacent coming off that big win, thinking that the rest of this shit was going to be a cakewalk. And we had to come together as a team to let it be known that this cannot and will not be the case moving forward.
Listen closely, y'all. I didn't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it right the fuck now.
Babe, before you erupt, just give me a second. Y'all check this. I'm sure you guys are well aware of why we're even on this basketball court right now and what our intentions are. We're trying to get right here. And with the way we're playing against this recreational league-ass team, it's looking like we may have to change sports if we keep this up. And I'm not going to sit here and say their ass. Obviously, they worked their way into the tournament and they got to this point because they beat teams. But it's like I'm also sitting here dating our coach. You know, miracles happen, guys. And they're just as hungry as us, no matter how ass they are. Being the best in Japan is not easy, guys. Yes, we beat Aomine Academy and put on the performance of our lives. But what does that all matter if we let Dudu Academy beat us right now? Letting our guard down for even a second is fatal. And that's what the fuck we've been doing this whole game. They're penetrating us and fucking us, y'all. Seriously. We gotta do better than this. We can't get complacent. And we've gotta lock in. And with that being said, babe, deck me in my shit right now just so I can wake up and do this thing the right way. All right, let's go beat their ass harder than she just beat ours. Let's do it. So Mamovich, being the best coach in the league that she is, woke them up, and they absolutely obliterated Dudu Academy to get to the present goal of beating Barney and friends. And speaking of Barney and friends, as Seirin was climbing the tournament ladder, we see the damage that Yosin was doing, and they beat their last team 81 points to a whopping 0. And this was such a beatdown that when they were panning across the scoreboard, they usually, within the subtitles, show both of the names of the teams. This was so atrocious that they didn't even want to embarrass this school. It just showed Yosin scoring 81 and Redacted scoring 0. Like, I don't care how bad you get beat down. If it's like this, you need to fine and suspend every single player on that team, including their families. Imagine the drive home with some of these niggas' dads who were out here thinking their son was going to make it to the league to then get 81 balled by the whole cast of Attack on Titan. Now granted, do they have a genetic advantage? Absolutely. That doesn't matter though, because if you're a real hooper, you'd get at least a 3-ball. And yes, basketball is a team sport, but if I'm on the opposing team and I'm a father of one of those children, especially one of the children that's supposed to be skilled, and your stat sheet is somehow looking worse than Tony Snell's that one game, you're grounded. And by grounded, I mean you're sleeping on the dirt outside. If you want shelter, you take your ass to Home Depot and build yourself a doghouse, nigga, because you aren't living under my roof. But after Yosin's genocide, basically, we see them aura grouping in unison throughout the halls as Alex notices her other protege, and she tries putting lips on him per usual. He gives her one of these, smooth as hell too. He says, don't do that now, babe. People don't kiss here often, but let's go somewhere where we could be alone. And the guy that looks eerily similar to myself starts tweaking out about why he can't get some play, and then the rest of the team, they're just ruthless. They start pouncing on that nigga.
And this is not fair because I've never even had a girl talk to me. I mean, what's up with that? They said when you join the basketball team, then the shit would make you popular, nigga, but I somehow feel like my stocks went down.
It's not like that at all, man. Basketball or not, your stocks were already on the downward spiral regardless. You're getting uglier with age. So then after that completely unnecessary verbal jumping, we see Yosin's coach pull up the tape that they got from their recon team. So that's how you know they're serious, because I have never once heard of a high school basketball team having a Black Ops unit to go acquire film and info on players. And side note, I don't know if we're even going to get any background on this woman. I don't know where she comes from, but I can guarantee you if she was my coach of anything, I'd be the best at it. Because the whole suit oh my gosh. My knees are buckling as I'm speaking, so I'm just going to carry on.
You guys are playing Taiga tomorrow, no?
Yeah, we are. Have you already seen Taiga?
Yeah, of course. And I just want to tell you, I'm also teaching him something that I didn't show him while he was in America. I didn't want to play favorites, so I mean, obviously I talked to you, and after me and you did what we had to do, I also went and helped him with a couple tweaks in his game.
Really? I see.
But it's like, I don't think Taiga is better than you per se. I don't favor him. Like, obviously, I still have a balanced liking for both of you, and I'll be cheering for both of you tomorrow, of course.
Alex, cut the shit. I don't need your praise, and I'm glad you favor that bitch. And on top of that, here's the cherry, but I'ma eat it. Please stop treating me like a damn child. I don't enjoy it whatsoever. I'm over it. This isn't some child's quarrel like it used to be. We used to be at the park, sun's going down, we're laughing, shooting around. That is not what's going on here, Alexandra. You have to understand, Taiga is my op. If he decided to pull up to my hood at any point in time, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's leaving in one piece. And look at you, you're not my mother. And I'm so grateful you taught me how to hoop, but I'm 10 times better than you now. The WNBA, don't make me the fuck laugh. Who's your comp? Patricia Williams? No the fuck it isn't. I made that shit up off the top because who the hell watches the WNBA? And yeah, so now it's game day. Sound the buzzer and let's get this shit started.
I'm sure you guys are well aware, but today's opponent is at least as strong as Alameda Academy. Playing careless is not going to work out there today. We've got to be on point. Every possession counts. Go out there with the intent to kill. I'm not joking. These are some big fellas. We could probably get away with a couple intentional fouls to hurt them a little bit, if necessary, especially you, Kuroko. You're meat hype for them. So if you could sneak a nut check in there to stagger them, even if it's for a couple minutes, anything's going to help us. And to start, we're going to go with our strongest starting lineup. And make sure we give them everything we got out the gate, alright?
You don't be so stiff now. Come on, let's have some fun.
Man, the only thing that's stiff is I'm not even gonna say it. Let's just go out there and get the job done. That's it.
Lock in, y'all boys. Seriously, I got my girl in the crowd this time. Let's do it. Let's fuck those niggas up, big time. I expect great things from us. I better be going home to some play tonight. That's all I'm saying. The only play you should be focusing on, dog, is playing this damn game.
They're gonna come at us hard, but we're gonna be coming harder, guys. Show them the Great Wall. Show them the shield. Destroy them. I want everyone out there by the end of this game looking like Flat Stanley.
So just a normal day in the office. Let's do it.
You ready, fat ass?
Huh? Boy, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'll eat you too, bro.
The Winter Cup second quarterfinal game between Seirin High and the Titans of basketball will now begin. Bow, let's have a good game.
Let's have a good game, my brother.
Yeah, now that I'm getting a closer look at you, I'm definitely writing that letter to the commission to make it mandatory for y'all to show birth certificates, because there's no way you don't have at least 2 children for you waiting at the house. You're a grown-ass man and you know it. Haven't seen you since our street ball game this summer, and I didn't forget you this time. You're first on my list, Kiyoshi.
I really am glad you remember me. I mean, how could you forget this dashing face, you purple-haired fuck? I'd like to see you try and crush me.
Gotcha. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I didn't want to play you, and I wish things stayed how they were. But I was wishing even harder to catch a couple bodies today, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm done worrying about whatever the fuck we got going on. If you're standing in my way, I won't hesitate to kill you. I'm giving you a warning now. Don't go trying to guard me under that rim. That's great to hear. I'm relieved, actually. It's because I was actually going to say to you, you better not see me on that arc. And they get to it. Obviously, Nikhil is going to get that jump ball because, I mean, he's 7'5", but then we get a call right off the bat. And the man got a violation for hitting the jump ball before it started to come down and had the ref questioning his jump ball abilities that he's been perfecting his craft in since he was in referee middle school. So I already knew that this was going to be an intense one if we were starting off like that. So Seirin comes out the gate guns blazing, trying to get a point off. But I mean, Barney is just a damn skyscraper. Blocked our number one stroker. With ease, we get the ball back. Kuroko sends that shit right to Kag. Kag tries letting one rip, but somehow Mitsubishi uses that V12 he's got and gets from one side of the court all the way to the other and sends his shit south too. So it was looking frightening, to say the least, because now I'm sitting here thinking, how are we realistically going to score on this nigga? We are going to have to play some of the best team ball we've ever managed to put together, because while yes, they were playing team ball against Almine and his group of bandits, there was a lot of ISO play to be done, especially with Kuroko'S vanishing shit and Kag getting in the zone. There was a lot of ISO ball, but this is going to be like a full roster synergizing type of game. There aren't any one-on-one opportunities against these towers, and Yosin's defense as a collective is so unstoppable that I don't know if this is a self-proclaimed title, but coach was saying that the streets call them the Shield of Aegis. So their defense is so good, it's comparable to a weapon you'd find in a vault located on top of Mount Olympus. But you know who that doesn't matter to? KB, aka Jokic, aka Kagami, bringing out his special trademarked rebounding ability, being the Vice Claw, thanks to Mamovic's pops, having him catch rocks and shit. And the Claw was coming with a vengeance, because on offense, he gets the ball in the post against Nikhil. Look over there goes a bag of chips. I'm going this way, just kidding. But Barney didn't fall for it this time, so he's on him like glue. I thought the Claw was about to go for the jam, but here goes the jelly. But that shit wasn't a shot though. The dilemma's airborne and he's ready to make a statement somehow, some way. Barney recovers and is able to get his hand on this. And these jackasses thought that the second miracle was going for the highlight reel. That wasn't the intention here. Look who's wide the fuck open. The most lethal component of our offense. K-Money, who's looking to make it rain, nigga, for the first points of the game.
Because keep in mind, we are down 18-0. So our booty cheeks are looking pretty red at the moment. But check the stroke though.
That shit's ugly as hell.
And just because it's ugly doesn't mean it can't produce moisture. I mean, look at me.
Come on, stop playing. But it most certainly was butter, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And K-Money is certainly not broke. And I think what Almine taught him here was obviously his own iteration of the formless fuckery. It's not going to be a one-to-one replica, but it sure is close to it in Kuroko's own way. And I'm pretty sure the hack is he acts as if the basket is a player and he's passing the ball into the basket. So if that's the case, Kuroko is low-key now the most high percentage shooter on the team. And for him to stuff that right in Barney's mouth for the first 2 points of the game when they were down 19, I already knew this was about to be a Kuroko masterclass.
Kuro-chin. Honestly, I'm surprised.
I didn't think your puny ass would be the first one to score against me in this tourney.
Really?
Well, think again, bitch ass nigga, because Kuroko is here and he's here to stay.
Brother, did you just call yourself Kuroko? What type of corny ass shit is that?
What just happened though? Strokage all over your walk-colored scalp. We might be down 16 because we just wanted to put ourselves in a deficit to come back on you sorry ass boys. We wanted to have fun with this.
Wow, amazing. My baby is so skilled with the rock. He learned that from training with you, babe?
Not at all.
Huh?
I just told him to stop going by the book. Tetsu perfected a unique pass, so why can't he perfect a unique shot? By just applying those same principles to it. That shit may look jank, but once he gets rolling, I mean, he sure does make it stank. As much as I hate to admit, the kid's talented. So this team of grown-ass men is now on offense, backing Kagami down in the post, throwing up these weak-ass layups. But now on the other side of the ball, Kuroko's just having fun with this shit, and the offense is running directly through him. This Nimrod number 5 was silly enough to put himself in an ISO situation against the ISO demon himself. All right, let's go. He's about to dribble. Dumbass, he's already behind you. He's pulling up from the elbow. Y'all must have forgot. There goes Hugo with the Ruga. We've got weapons everywhere, and our synergy was just rising. On the defensive end too, because Kagami was figuring out how to guard these titans by establishing a base and getting lower. He gets into the post on Kag, tries throwing up some bullshit. Idiot gets glassed. There goes Kagami, straight down to Hugh. About to pull it in Barney's esophagus, but then check the pass, right under the legs. Oh my gosh. Here comes K-Money for the floaty. Shoots the ball to God himself. I don't know where it went, but he caught that ball up there in heaven, gave it a little kiss, and then sprinkled it right back down to the net. So now this 5'6" freak of nature is having this natural disaster of a man looking like an idiot.
And now with that dagger, we head into halftime, with Mamovich and Seirin's locker room coming to the decision decision that we need to approach this third quarter differently and not rely so much on Kuroko'S unguardable stroke, but instead on the Claw's tenacious ball gripping capabilities.
Saying that he basically has to go out there as if he's LeBron trying to take this one home for Cleveland, and that Kag has to go out there as his right-hand man and assist him in doing so. So now it's time for the two brothers to shine. But with Yosin having Barney, we also can't forget that they have Kag's ex-sibling, who is yet to really showcase what he's got for real.
And he gets to it immediately once we get into this third quarter.
He's got Kag in an ISO situation, top of the key, check the defensive stance. This is as textbook as it gets, wide base, one hand up for the shot, one hand covering the lane of his strong side, pulls up for the midi right in his mouth, and sends Kagami skyrocket into the catwalk and baits him with a pump fake. Hyuga steps up for that help defense, but he pulls it up way too quick and way too smooth at the elbow for moisture in the rim, and there was really nothing special about that play, and that was the problem, because we come to find out that he's not only just good at basketball, but when it comes to the fundamentals, you could say he's comparable to the NBA logo, because he's the picture perfect basketball player skill wise. There's nothing crafty or unique about the way he plays. He plays one-to-one how James Naismith intended this game to be played, and it's so perfect and precise that it feels like it's almost impossible to guard. You still do, don't you? Somewhere in your heart, I could feel it, I could smell it, I could taste it. All 5 of my senses are tingling right now. You still view me as your brother. Sister, I told you we were done with that. Beat my bag real quick. Watch this. It's not a fake this time. He's elevated. That's just mine. What? Mira Shuta. I'm tweaking with that ball just phased through Kagami's hand. It's the same shit that happened when we played street ball. I don't get it. Is this even real? Kag, you and I are enemies. Do you get it now? Come at me this next play like I just killed your fucking family in cold blood. The basketball I'm playing is no longer earthly. I did a ritual to get these skills. Kagami. Me? Coach, ain't no way you're subbing in John basketball for me. Who even is this guy? But Kag was about to lose it emotionally, so he had to take a step out really quick, but that just gave our boy the Claw more space to work. And when I say work, I'm talking about a 40-hour work week plus overtime, because he gets Barney in the post once again. Here comes Jordan's signature shimmy. He's elevated. He tries his patented jelly once again, gets swatted. Izuki gets the rebound, and he recovers instantaneously. Takes it straight to the arc when that's not even in his arsenal like that. She was looking like Diddy's place, slippery and slimy. And with the way this nigga started playing, you would have thought he was the best player in the league, because he was doing it all. Next offensive play up, he changes from his tank role to his DPS, and he's taking the ball up the court. Starts taking number 5 left, stops on a dime. Peep this Nene. He's elevating for more strokage. Barney's getting upset, tries to close out on him, but you know what he's gonna do with that. Amazon drop off right for the Izuki midi. He's gonna shoot it over them is what I would say if he wasn't gonna go for the no-look mid-air razzle-dazzle right back to an airborne Kagami. Getting ready to give Snakeel some nuts to snack on, nigga, because here he comes. All over his head top.
Check the grip on that motherfucker. When you grip the ball like you grip a booty cheek, that's how you know you love the game.
And it was getting ugly for Yosin for a little bit, because the Claw at point guard is a dangerous sight to see. He would just come up looking like he's about to pull it. Mitsubishi would pull up on him. Another fake pass out, someone's open. Making these big ass niggas jump for joy. So much so to where the court itself is starting to crack. But now it's finally time for Kag to come back in, and he decided he was over it. He was holding on to the past, wrestling with the fact that his boys lost his mind, and he said fuck it.
So then he gave K-Money his ring and realized that it's actually time to hoop.
One-on-one situation, Himeno has the ball. Pump fakes again, starts driving on Kag, and is doing him dirty at that. Because he fakes the drive to the right, steps back, leaves an after image, and starts elevating. But Kag's able to recover and spank that shit sideways.
And I got scared because when he had him hunched over, looking like he needed a walker and a peppermint for a second, I was like, no way he did him this dirty. But thankfully, he was just messing around with us, and we were on the offensive now quick.
Kagami's coming down court full speed ahead on the that only stays on defense, might I add. I don't think I said this once this video, but Mitsubishi's fat, lazy self only sits and camps on defense, while the rest of his team continues to play a 4-on-5 on the offensive end, which considering their size has been working up to this point. So as Kag was coming in hitting top speeds, he was already planted and ready. But we know who the dilemma is. He doesn't back down from a little measly challenge like this, so he takes off free throw line 2 feet. By the way, this is not in one stride. He stops and starts to soar, and Barney starts to soar with him,
where he inevitably puts Kag on his ass. And I'm not tripping about it. Low-key, it was a fluke too. Kag just needed to get that practice dunk attempt in for when his knees are warmed up and stuff.
So the fact that he even attempted this right now was showing me that sooner or later he is going to take flight on this and make him go extinct. And we're just going back and forth. Kagami slips on some sweat but is able to get a touch on his boy's ball pause and starts to figure out his shot a little bit. Where we're now back on offense, they got a triple team going on against the Claw. So that just goes to show how lethal this nigga's been. No one's open. Izuki throws up a desperation attempt at a 3. Sounded like a gunshot, I'm not gonna lie, with the way it bounced off the rim. But you see, the Claw is not satisfied with his vengeance yet. That's the thing. This is years of pent-up rage. And just because we pierced the shield of Vegas doesn't mean we've broken the shit yet. So yeah, Mitsubishi, this rebound's yours. Maybe if the Claw himself was in another country. Vice Claw, nigga, give me that. You're on my nuts. Eat a snack. Just bullying this big purple bitch. Same nigga whose knee got turned to shrapnel, by the way. Soaring through the damn sky like the Japanese national bird, the green pheasant, but that shit is sure brown today. So at this point, I'm thinking we're only building momentum from this point on, but then as the Claw is running back on D, his controller disconnects. I got scared, but he is basically doing everything out there, so you can't blame him for being in this condition right now. And we heard the OST start playing, so that's how you know we're about to just be on a little run. We see KB still pushing in the game, missing the shot. The natural disaster looked like he was going for another rebound. Cog's already soaring about 70 feet in the sky, so here he goes again. Woo! Making the natural disaster look like a natural occurrence. Now we're about 5 points behind now due to the Burgundy brothers. And I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together on how Yosin was going to come back from this game. As I'm watching this, I completely forgot that Mitsubishi has not played one offensive possession yet. So now he decides to take his lazy ass down the court and pull up on Seirin like the colossal titan himself. Had them frozen with fear, me included. And it's one thing to go up against Almina on offense. He is just a skilled basketball player. That's not to say that Waki doesn't have much skill to him, but he is genetically gifted. When you look at Almina play, you're like, he is human. I'm gonna get it figured out one way or another. I'm gonna get in the lab and grind. With Mitsubishi, you're sitting here looking at his 7'7" ass and you're like, there is absolutely nothing I could do against that anomaly of a human, if he even is one. And he showcases that immediately. Barney gets the ball in the post, starts airbending, elevates and punches it home on 3 niggas. So this is getting extremely scary, considering the fact that the coach called this nigga the hammer of destruction. And you would think, similarly to like how Seirin was thinking, that since he was on the offensive end, you could get a quick bucket by capitalizing on the fact that he has to get back to the other side. So let's just play our speedy type of basketball that outpace him. But as Izuki is taking it up the court, we see him going full armored titan on him, covering just as much ground, if not more, because he was somehow able to get in front of him. Ball goes to KB. He goes for his fake shot into his pass again, but Mitsubishi's feeling this shit now, so he stops that before KB even gets the chance. And this is where I was questioning as I was watching it whether or not Seirin was going to win here, because obviously this is the season finale. So I was thinking after this play, they may very well get sent home, and then we start season 3, like trying to get revenge for the beatdown that we received this game. Because once number 5 was taking the ball down the court, throws the oop up to the disaster, and Kagami goes for the contest, we see Barney become possessed and punch it with 2 hands. Damn near takes Kagami's life in the process and breaks the rim. And after Snackeel was looking like Shaquille, he wasn't even celebrating. He started talking about how this shit actually wasn't fun at all because of how easy it is for a nigga like him. He was playing so out of his mind, he had his teammates trembling with fear and just thanking God that he was on their side. And it got even worse when after they rolled in a new rim and Yosin had the ball again. When Yosin missed the shot, KB was going for his patented Vice Claw. But then the disaster says, nah, I'm stealing that for myself, and uses his own ability on him, taking the ball down the court full speed ahead. No bag, by the way, just brute force and a well-trained right-hand dribble. Just bulldoze through Mitabe and Isaki like they were damn double doors. And the Burgundy brothers were in the paint waiting for this unearthly force. They jump up to try to defend. Barney soaring, back scratching his shit, and hits a critical blow on those niggas. Had the Claw ass up looking like this. No. Get up, KB, get up. I would have been screaming if I call for the ambulance, call for the police, call for an airstrike, nigga. It doesn't even matter, because he just turned both of them into a 24/36. And the cake on top of the cherry was as this nigga was getting up, putting his life force on the line. This is dead ass when Mike Guy went into the 8th gates. After this game, this man KB is going to be resorted to ash. He's trying to get up. A helping hand comes to assist him, and I knew by the footsteps that this shit wasn't Cog. But obviously he was under the impression that this was his other half. But then Barney hoists this nigga up. No struggle, no nothing. To look him dead in his face like he did years ago at their first meeting. To tell him, welcome to reality. Unable to do anything because you ran out of strength. And if your ass gets benched, you die. completely killed this nigga's morale and everything he lives for. He had KB sitting here wishing he got that knee surgery and never came back to this shit. As soon as Barney let go of that nigga's wrist, he went limp. And he could not do it anymore. Hey, yo, Kiyoshi, you straight?
Kuroko, I'm sorry. The rest is up to you, dog. That nigga's supposed to be in. I'm probably gonna get posted on House the highlights and everything. You gotta do something about it, dog. Please win.
Fuck! Murasaki Bada, you sorry ass bitch. Huh? The hell are you mad about, boy? You said if we benched Tepe that Seirin would lose, no matter how we struggled. The game isn't over yet, buddy. It's actually just getting started. And besides, how are we gonna sit here on this court and struggle against a nigga who struggles with controlling his own glutton? You big back bitch. You may love your snacks and whatever, but nigga, you're a meal to us. 5 course, and we're gonna enjoy every second of it. And mark my little puny words, because that's probably how you view them. By the end of this game, I'm gonna block one of your shots. And I'm gonna send that shit to the hardwood, bitch ass nigga. Block my shot. An ant like you is gonna block my shot. You're only talking a big ass game from that little ass mouth because your girl's in the crowd. I know it. Don't make me stuff you in a locker, you damn roach. But we get back into it. K-Money's on offense getting ready for another stroke show and lets that thing fly. But it wasn't a shot this time. It was a beautifully placed lob to a soaring Big Red. Hey! Kuroko has been the best player on this court this whole game. Because not only was he facilitating offensively, but he said, I don't care about the 3-foot height difference. Give this nigga the ball in the post and I'll defend him. Defending the top of that nigga's ass crack, but he didn't care. As soon as Barney gets that ball, Kuroko starts playing mind games with him and moves back to get ready to take the charge. Seirin ball. Got him. But they go to the sideline and Kuroko starts talking very cryptic, saying, listen, that's not going to work anymore, but we got to use that defensive formation now. So I didn't know which direction they were going because I feel like being the basketball savant that I am, I usually can give suggestions as to what defense should be played in certain situations. But against this team of skyscrapers, considering who Seirin had on the court right now, I really didn't know which route they should go. And the route they decide to go after Hugo decides to make it moisty like Meyer, he's lighting the place on fire. They run what they like to call a stealth full court man-to-man press, where they're constantly switching defensive assignments while still playing man to allow Kuroko the easy opportunity to get a steal. So this nigga's just doing it all. You like your snacks, bitch? Give me those cookies. Could've went for the layup, but just wanted to show off the flick some more. It's an awkward shot. It's pretty ugly. But when the rim starts squirting, that's not ugly. Has his teammates going berserk. Listen to this. I don't blame him, because if I'm on the team seeing Kuroko's offensive capabilities prior to this game, as his teammate, I would probably suggest a drug test after this game. Or I would probably assume that Akashi's curse got to him and that he gave away a part of himself in exchange for better basketball skills. And he's just getting freaky as shit on these boys with this stealth full court press, and they don't have any answer to it. Another steal straight to the eagle eye himself. Gets his stroke going. Butter. But for some reason it didn't count, even though it was already released from his hands. And with how they emphasized it, I thought it was going to come back up later on and they would lose by 2 points or something since that bucket didn't count. But Barney's pissed off kicking benches, while at the same time Seirin trying to figure out how they're going to attack this fourth quarter. And Kag suggests that they go at 2-3 with him in the middle. Hey yo, why don't we form a circle again? Like a little huddle and we go like hip hip hooray or something. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate that nigga over there as much as the rest of y'all, but in some ways I think Murasaki Bada-kun was right when he said basketball isn't fair. However, we all know basketball ain't a game you play alone. I want to win together and I believe we can and we'll do it. Man, let's do it, Kuro. You give me goosebumps every time, dog. Oh my gosh.
Yosin sucks on 3. Yosin sucks on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yosin sucks.
Fuck are y'all hyping yourselves up for? Y'all think you're at Chuck E. Cheese or something? There's no prize at the end of this game. Y'all do understand that, right? You're going home with nothing except a frown and a finished basketball career. I'm not only gonna crush you, I'm gonna crush everything. Everyone in this arena is at risk.
Seirin's not that weak, and shut the fuck up, nigga. You ain't crushed anything in your life other than a bag of chips when you accidentally sat on it. Never got no play, no nothing. Don't talk to me. What the hell are you looking at? I'm looking at a damn ugly excuse for a brother, and that's why he's not my brother anymore. That's what I'm looking at.
Rico, I love this sport. I love the grind. I love all the elements of it, and I'm really glad I played this shit, girl. Seriously.
Huh? Where's that coming from? What are you talking about?
So I'm sorry when I say this, and this is the last time, but I need a favor. A big one.
And we'll find out what that favor is towards the end of this game. But now we're putting everything on the line. If it was game time before, now it's time for the game. And now Kagami's boy is phasing through reality, looking like he's about to get on a fast break till Kuroko comes for the reach in, and he pulls back quick. I thought K-Money was about to get some splinters. So they reset. Brother Man starts heating up at the top of the key, calls an ISO. Looks like he's about to pass the ball and somehow leaves an after image of him doing so.
that has Hyuga thinking he needs a new prescription. He goes for the pull-up on Kag, and then we come to find out that this mirage basketball that he's been playing this whole time, specifically with the shot, is that he gets the peak of his release, throws the ball up in the air as if he's shooting, catches it, and then throws it up again. So in short, it's a self-pass and an illegal maneuver that I don't think should be allowed. Maybe because he's in the air and doesn't hit the ground, it's okay. That's the only reason I could think of as to why the referee isn't spitting all in his whistle right now. So Kag's thinking he has him under lock, but mid-air, Brother Man understands and sees that Kagami is getting a grasp on what's going on, so he doesn't do the whole self-pass buffoonery he was doing. He just takes a normal-ass jump shot. So now as the Nurples are steamrolling, the dilemma is having a dilemma internally because he's trying to consciously and intentionally enter the zone. That's when on this dead ball, the sequel comes to knock some sense into him because he could clearly see that Kag is off right now. The hell are you doing out there, homeboy? You look like you don't even belong on this court right now. Kisei. Oh wait, my bad. I think I mistook you for someone I know. What's your name, my brother? Huh? What are you talking about? I only surround myself with people who get bitches and get buckets. Anyone who does either of the sort or both, I know of them. I can't speak on your love life, and I know for sure, watching this game, you are most certainly not the bucket getter who I mistook you for. Cause the guy that I know, Big Red, who they named a sandwich at Miller's Ale House after, that guy, the guy who Sports Illustrated Japan is calling the tragedy of miracles, that's not the guy who's on this court right now, which I mean is fine with me, cause dare I say I'm a little scared of that guy. So my fault for mistaking y'all, but it's looking like I'll be playing against Murasaki Barachi in the semis. So I look forward to playing you, Grape Juice.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and I'll definitely see you there, but I'm actually in a game right now if you can't put 2 and 2 together, so please don't talk in my direction.
And he was absolutely right though, because Kag was way too deep in his own head, stinking up the joint. So now this is where he really just takes a deep breath and starts having fun with the shit again, and comes back into this game saying, put me in the paint with that nigga. I want everything that has to do with his girth and length. Give me all of it. I'm embracing it now. That's exactly what he said. And Kag starts moving different, and Barney's taking notice of this. So then on this next fast break, we see Seirin trying to catch up to him, and Kag just zooms past the screen. I had to play the shit in 0.5 speeds to even catch a glimpse of him, and he's chasing down Barney with a smile on his face, elevates, and he doesn't grab that shit with one hand. He's got his hand on each cheek of that ball. And it was right then and there where he was back. The same man who last game was playing with more magic than the wizard himself. And Brother Man could feel a disturbance in the air, so he tried to retaliate on offense quick. Has Kuroko on him? Why is he looking at those air particles? There's no one there. He's out of here. Hezzy, there goes Hyuga Airlines. Behind the back with the spin cycle, yeah. Oh my goodness, that was destructive. But Kag auto locks onto him. He didn't care what jump or tactics this nigga used, that ball was getting sent right back down to earth with the intention of forming a crater, because he just kept elevating. Folks are going to be calling this game the time an eagle snuck onto the court. This guy was flying, but it wasn't just that. This is where... I got so many nicknames for this nigga, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is where I was getting disrespectful, because there comes a point in all these games where it's like, okay, there are levels. Now this is getting past basketball.
Call in the National Guard, nigga.
Because not only is he a defensive catastrophe right now, Big Red, who, keep in mind, he could stroke, and he's been in the lab, but he's not Hyuga. He's not Almine with the shot either. But for this 1 second, he pulled up from the top right side of the three-point line, and before the ball even reached its apex, he was now taken from the other Miracles books.
Ho, ho, ho. Oh my goodness. If Kagami shooting threes, it's GG's, bruh.
Oh, no, he did it! Or I guess we could also call it Olive Yagami's astrological asshole, fuck you and everything about your team 3. And he did that shit with so much more swag than him, nigga. I mean, it's a different type of swag, though. Because when Olive does it with the whole glasses push-up, it's like, this guy's a fucking dickhead. And it's just demoralizing. But with Kag, though, it was like, sort of like, and I'm just stunting on you niggas because I can type of thing. And I dare you niggas to come test me. And it has Brother Man seeing that there's levels to this. He knows he can't keep up with that. And Barney tries retaliating Kag again with the two-hand burgundy urgency. Hammer and nail on this nigga's soul. I don't know what I just said. And it's like, while yes, Barney may be a dinosaur, Kagami got up there and showed him the reason why man still walks this earth today and the dinosaurs don't. Oh God, though. I gotta write that. And he said that nigga right to his butt. He said, my fault, I've been in the weight room way too much and my muscles are ripping through the fabric of space and time right now. I'll hold back next time. I mean, we may have to add another name to Kag's resume and may just have to start calling him the Extinction Event or something like that.
And the momentum's completely shifted. It was just getting, we were just freestyling on these niggas, having fun with it now. We see K Money get the ball top of the key.
And look at Cog appear out of nowhere. Check the pass too.
Cog's coming at his ex-relative like a damn nightmare you can't wake up from. Gets him in an ISO situation. And I was just hoping that he would snatch his shit so bad that when the doctors look at it, they would be stumped and say there's nothing they could do about it. That he'll never walk again. I needed an ankle injury now, but he hit him with his own move. Had him seeing the ghost of his brotherly past. And like when Kagami gets in this mode, this is where it's like anything he does supersedes anything the other generations of have done. This went up against the biggest player in the country. A Guinness World Record breaking anomaly of a human. As that damn mammoth is planted under the rim in defensive position, Kagami comes at him full speed ahead from the free throw line, not in stride either. He plants. Air traffic control hasn't even given him the green light yet, but he is doing it anyway. Look at this. And then you hear the crowd talking about some, it's a bird, it's a plane. Here lies Murasaki with the intent to kill. He wanted him gone. Had the big man himself saying that this is inhumane, extraterrestrial. He is airwalking right now. The time where gravity took the day off for one man.
And Barney got penalized so bad that he went back to the bench and told the team that's it for him. He's not stepping back on the court, which didn't sit well with Brother Man's nervous system at all, to where he felt the need to physically assault him, and he didn't slap him. He knew, considering the size difference, that would have been a little tickle to Barney, so he balled up his fist and decked him in his shit, where I can't lie. Mitsubishi loves eating his snacks, and that's all this punch was to him as well, because he ate that shit with ease. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Man, what did you just say?
I told y'all I'm done. I'm hungry and these guys are trying way too hard right now. So that's it for me. I quit. Coach, sub me out.
Man, are you a fucking idiot? We're at the end of the game. What are you talking about?
J-Dog, I think he's being satirical. There's no way he's serious. Nah, no satire here. This is boring as fuck. What's even the point?
Hey, Connor, go get me my gun from the car. The big one. His life is mine.
If you quit now, then this is GG's, brother. You're saying you don't care if we lose. We could still easily win this game right now. Just because they got a little momentum, it doesn't mean anything. We could shift that right now if we lock in.
Yeah, I don't care. And as I said, look at Kagami. Who's stopping him if I can't right now? Sure as hell not you. And you're a grown-ass man.
Fuck that! You listen here, you grape-flavored fuck. Look me in my eyes. This game is not over, you hear me?
Ouch, yo. It's so annoying when you get like this. It's not that big of a deal. As I said, who's stopping Kagami if I can't right now? And that's your boy too. If anything, you should have had him under lock, and it's clearly evident that you also can't do that. Obviously, you can see who your mentor got in the lab with more.
I know. You're right. No, I know. And that's the problem. I know I'm ass. I've always been jealous of his abilities, his raw athletic talent. He's got flair. He's got creativity, red hair. What do I got? Fundamentals? By the book basketball? Man, no one wants to watch that shit. He deadass just hit me with my own bag and somehow made this shit look better. With my family sitting in the crowd, they came all the way from America, dog. And my thing from Tinder is here too. Like, I need backup. No, I can't have you. I can't have you quit on me right now. Please, I need this. I need this. Like, I'm dead ass about to go to prison over this, dog. Like, you are making me so angry right now. I already look like a bitch. I'm crying tears on a national stage. They probably got me up on the jumbo right now behind me. I'm not even gonna look. Am I up there, y'all? Someone tell me the truth.
I'm not gonna lie, Himeno, you're up there all four corners of it.
I knew it. And you're just gonna let me go through that and quit on me?
Man, after this, you owe me the 64 pack of the Frito-Lay variety chips. This shit is so annoying, dog. Matter of fact, scratch that. I don't even want the chips, which is crazy for me to say. I've never been so repulsed looking at someone to where it made me sick to my stomach and not hungry anymore. But I guess if y'all are gonna sit here and act like the fate of the universe is on the line, Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth right now. Who do we want in the game for these last couple of minutes? I guess it'll have to be me.
And when they started that last episode with the credits rolling at the beginning, and Mitsubishi showing us that he's not a 4-door sedan, but instead a 2-door convertible, taking the top off by tying the hair back, going into sports mode, I already knew it was about to get freaky. So freaky, in fact, that when Brother Man pulled up on Kagami, and Kagami had that shit on lockdown for the first time, Barney got the pass from Brother Man mid-shot, went up with it, Kagami recovered, and was able to get his hand on that and meet him at the rim somehow, some way. But then for the first time in his life, Mitsubishi passes out of his dunk, gives it to a cutting brother man for the easy lay, which is a scary sight to see, but you know what's scarier? Whatever the fuck Kuroko and Kag did on the other end of the court, cause number 5, who's been getting abused all game, he's a victim at this point. ISO situation with Kag, here we go. I'm going left. I changed my mind. I want to go this way, actually. Nah, I changed again. I'm going left. Left him looking clueless. Goes up for the esophagus toucher. Just kidding again. I'm passing it to K-Money. And Kuroko spanked that shit backwards like you would if you're sitting at the counter working on your laptop and your girl walks by wearing something nice. Gave that nigga the dilemma 2 nickels. You couldn't even react to this. This is so stupid. Kag and Kuroko were basically making love on the court. I'm just gonna keep it real. And it wasn't just them either. This is an open relationship, because here comes Kag. Number 5 again. Coach, sub him out of the game. Triple crossover, just huss. Sweet like honey mustard that. And then Izuki wanted it on the fun too, so Kag gets that one-on-one with Barney behind the back. He's going for the lay, is what I would say if Kag wasn't airborne ready to receive this. Hey, Kagami. The dilemma is about to make me have a dilemma in my pants, bro. I'm not joking. This was worse than what he did with Aomine, because he had to hone all of his zone in on one player. But no one's keeping up with this nigga like Aomine was, so he's able to let loose and be free with it. So he's making everyone look like horseradish. Here he goes again. Tween, I'm gone. He got my ass too, look. I'm just soaring. And now don't get it twisted though. The Nurples were getting crafty too. Brother man coming in hot. Tween, huh? Behind the back is the Barney attack. Hey, 1 minute left in the quarter. 4-point deficit, we could do it. Keep in mind, we were down 19-0 when this game started. And this is when we subbed the other half of the Burgundy brothers back in, because Mamovich was doing some voodoo healing remedy shit in the back room to allow him to come in at this last moment to help their chances even more. So with the Burgundy brothers both in the game now, on the next possession, Barney goes up for the dunk and he's doing what looks to be now his signature move, passing out the dunk right back to brother man. And he did that shit with some flair and some swag too, I'm not gonna lie. He passed that ball in a manner that looked like he's a point guard at heart, but as soon as brother man got that ball, that was an immediate closeout by KB. And he tries pulling up right in his mouth, but then they started talking about right of postponement. I still to this second I don't know what that is. The AI definition is the delay of a legal official, so it's a delay. So he's taking advantage of the situation by being delayed or something. I don't even know. But I guess he faked him out in a way to where he released at a certain point to where he can sneak him from behind and get a block on the stat sheet, which, like, good for him. He usually doesn't get those. And we got the intro playing, so we know it's just going to get more brutal out there. We're on offense. Kag strokes it from deep, misses it. He can't make them all. Guess who's airborne? The Vice Claw himself. Look at the extension. There's our boy in the corner selling sex. Butter. 1-point deficit. It's game time. But the worst possible thing happened at the worst possible time.
And KB's biggest hater, against all odds, when everyone was saying it wouldn't be possible for him, he entered the zone.
And now just seeing the destructive force that he's already been, I really was interested to see what exactly this would look like. So there's 21 seconds left, and we're moving quick. Yosin's passing that rock. Brother man gets it, has Hugo leaning again, pulls up on Kag, passes out the shot. Barney's locked in, trying to hit a twister tornado hurricane of a dunk. Who meets him? Of course, the disaster of disasters himself. But we see him start falling out the zone a little bit and getting overpowered by the strength of someone who doesn't seem to be man, as he's two-handing his shit. Barney's coming in with one, but when your brother's in a sticky situation, what do? Make it even stickier and get involved yourself. Here comes the Vice Claw. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I've never seen anyone get jumped via block before, but that's exactly what was going on here. And out of everything that's happened in these last couple episodes, and it has been electric. This is what movies is made of. If there was already a cherry on top, take that one off, eat it, and add 2 more, because there's about 15 seconds left. We've got to make a move now. Barney goes about 0 to 60 in 1.3 seconds to get to the other side of the court. Closes out on Kag, aura permeating. Kag's over here tumbling and jumbling, thinking he doesn't have it in him, but the thing is he has to have it in him, so he makes it happen. And he turns that shit on for one last play, and will be making Captain Yami and Asa and them proud, because dare I say his limits were surpassed. And this time in stride, not off the 2, just full speed ahead from the free throw line again, starts soaring left-handed. And the dilemma jumped from so far and got so much height that this went from a dunk to a cosmic event. Because we hear Alex narrating and she's saying he's about to go for the falling star dunk. So I'm sitting here thinking, what on earth could that mean? Nothing, because it's not of this planet. This nigga threw a meteorite into the basket.
the same meteorite I was talking about earlier, the extinction event. And he didn't just put this nigga Mitsubishi on a poster. He turned his ass into a video game cover. But most importantly, he turned that from a monster back into a human being. And every bone and cell in his body was now humbled. That was a statement. We're up now. 4 seconds left. There's nothing they could do, is what I thought. Because while Barney's been humbled, this man's not finished. And he was booking it down that court. That was probably the fastest he's run in his life, realistically. It's looking like we got no more options. The whole Seirin team is on the other side of the court. Kagami needs 2 chug jugs. Barney's moving so fast that there's gust of wind following him, and it looks like we have no hope. Now, he tries to go up to seal the deal. His knees disconnect, which, looking at that in the moment, I was like, this is kind of plot armory and bullshit. But it wasn't bullshit once I caught a whiff of what else was about to happen. Because if we recall, Kuroko made one promise at the beginning of this game, and that promise was going to be him stuffing this tightness anomaly of a human. So you hear that intro song start playing, my eyes are starting to water. Once I hear the intro, I'm like, oh yeah, this is... You see Kuroko coming in, rapping whatever he's rapping, jumps the highest he's ever jumped, and swats Mitsubishi shit to the parking lot as he tries taking this bullshit 5-foot jumper. And seeing the game end like that was the best possible way you could end that game. And as I was watching it, if you're subbed to the Patreon, I'll play the clip, but I said I would take off my clothes if Kuroko got a block here, and he damn sure did, and in the moment I forgot. No Kuroko block, I go naked right now. Kuroko blocks the thing, I'm going naked. I'm taking off my clothes. I'm not gonna strip down naked, but just know the thought was there, and I mentally did take off all my clothes for this one, because it was just one of those scenes where we just need to let loose. That was like one of the most rewarding moments in the entire series, because while Barney did have a solid game offensively and defensively, obviously he got fucked violently this whole game, putting him in his place too. So then seeing Kuroko finish that job, oh gosh, this was really beautiful stuff, man. And it was a really well fought battle.
Where at the end we see KB and Mitsubishi exchanging some words, just some competitive camaraderie between the 2 best big men in the league right now. Barney's saying he's gonna quit, but no one believes him. Not even himself, because the curse Akashi placed on him specifically wasn't even one of him granting him skills, because he had the genetic advantage. He already had the skills, but he was cursed with that quote-unquote hatred for the sport. So now with us releasing him of that, he's got more passion and fire in his heart for the game than he's ever had in his life, and I'm sure we'll be seeing him again, but only after we end this thing once and for all by taking down the head of the snake in season 3.
We playing ball and it all started with the K, with the K, with the K, with the K. We playing ball and it all started with the Kuroko. There goes a pass again, soaring through the clouds, we're gonna receive it on the other end. It's the dilemma, the biggest stepper. Even giants look down at the man, they're feeling threatened. Big Red took a leap back at the start of the week, was flying high for some time, then landed back on his feet. His highest jump off of 2, look at the heights he could reach. The only problem is he landed back on Friday at 3 p.m. We were eating lunch, and by lunch I meant Shutoku, but they were a snack. They wanted vengeance in the cup and tried to run it back. No overtime while we were tied, those rules were really whack. Now overtime, we'll keep in mind we can't keep holding back, cause that is what the peons do. Kag let loose on Barney, now he's snacking through a feeding tube. Freakish huge Titan and Akashi's just an evil dude. So much so the maestro's helping us to defeat the fool. This is the basketball which Kuroko plays. The basketball which Kuroko plays. The basketball which Kuroko plays. The basketball which Kuroko plays.